Hello everyone, how are you doing? Welcome to another stream. I hope you're doing well. I'm a little more casual today. I'm in a t-shirt. This is a t-shirt, this is actually cool. Anyone who's a movie collector like me, Vinegar Syndrome is one of the big boutique Blu-ray distributors. And this is their 10-year anniversary shirt. Vincin 10, a cinematic odyssey. And it's like a film canister's the space station. Cute. Anyway, thank you. My wife got me this choker. It's like slasher villain weapons. Look, you guys know I love horror movies. It's got like, you know, butcher knives and stuff. Probably not something I'd wear just like, you know, to the supermarket, but I'll wear it to the movie store for sure. And like festivals and like out doing stuff that's, I don't know, it's cute. It's cute. I don't want to scare normies, but it's cute for people who aren't uptight. Hannah being extra Hannah today. After I tested again, I'm still testing positive for COVID somehow. Holy shit, this virus does not want to leave my body. But whenever I do start, you know, testing negative, I so badly want to go out and get some new outfits. I've been feeling so much better about myself lately, and I've been losing weight, you know, I'm just feeling better about myself in general. I'm taking better care of myself, and I don't know, I think I deserve some clothes. Yeah. Anyway, oh, I don't remember if I talked about this. I tweeted about this when someone sent it to me, but I don't remember if I showed it on stream. Someone sent me a Blu-ray of Ghost Dad, starring Bill Cosby. This is a German import of Ghost Dad. It's a special edition. It's not even just like it's not even like there are Blu-rays that are cheap generic Blu-rays of movies you've never heard of. This isn't. This is like a special edition with like fucking essays and shit in German. Do the Germans just fucking love Ghost Dad? Like, is Ghost Dad huge in Germany? Why does this exist? Why is there a special edition German copy of Ghost Dad? So anyway, someone sent me this. You look very pretty today, goth girl. Oh, thank you. That actually made me feel good. Thank you. I'm entering my goth phase, so you should all fear me. It's difficult to pull off the goth thing as such a sub, but I'll do my best. I'll be spooky. It's my copy. No, I'll leave it there for right now, but it's not going to permanently stay there. I'm not going to leave Ghost Dad in the background of my videos. Needs more black makeup. It's true. It's true. I should have done my black lipstick instead of the purple one. My eyeshadow's black. And I smile too much. Maybe I'm goth and I'm happy. Have you considered? Oh, thanks to Genders in a Trench Coat. DM Trey says, hey Hannah, I was listening to a VOD while cleaning and it's a little crazy how much you've lost weight. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm down like 60 something pounds. Well, it gotta be close to 70 at this point. I'm actually not sure. I haven't really weighed myself since I got COVID, so I'll have to check like tomorrow or something. Anyway, so let's get into it. Today we're just looking at all sorts of random stuff. There's no specific theme. If you have things you want to send in, I can't guarantee we'll watch them, but I'll at least consider it. You guys remember BitBoy Crypto? Shitbag crypto influencer. Made money off his fans. You may have seen CoffeeZilla's expose on him. I think CoffeeZilla did a video, and another guy did a video who BitBoy tried to sue. But then as soon as the smaller YouTuber who he tried to sue raised a bunch of money for his defense, he dropped the lawsuit because it was a slap suit. Anyway, he's a piece of shit that hasn't disclosed sponsorships and has shilled obvious scam coins to his fans, allegedly. And now he's been removed from his own channel. That's right. He did not own his own YouTube channel. It was owned by some larger group that he is a part of, and he was just the face of. And apparently they kicked him out for allegations of, I believe, cocaine abuse? Anyway, so this is his new channel that's not affiliated with BitBoy Crypto because he does not own that name. So let's see him beg for money from people even though he's rich. Logard says, the Bed Bath & Beyond Me is now a spirit Halloween. No cap. He might not actually beg for money in this video. It might be the next one.
Welcome to Ben Armstrong.
Really, for Halloween, you should do Google 1990s Great Muda, as its very unique look based on the Japanese evil spirits concept. I know what I'm doing for this year's Halloween. It's gonna be... I'll just tell you, I'm so excited. I'm gonna wear this choker with it, too, because it's cute. I'm going to do Femi Krueger. So it's gonna be sexy Freddy Krueger. It's gonna be sexy lady Freddy Krueger with, like, a sweater dress thing. It's gonna be cute. It's gonna be cute shit, chat.
Crypto. Guys, it has been a rough couple weeks. I think everybody sees what I've been through. And I just want you guys to know that I love you and I appreciate you and you have a new name.
Emo Barbie, that sounds like a fun one.
Your name used to be the Bit Squad, but the Bit Squad goes away with the BitBoy Crypto channel. BitBoy as a name for me is dead. I am now Ben Armstrong, which is my name. And I got to be honest with you. Certainly the branding with BitBoy was great. Certainly it was good. But the thing is that, you know, being a 40-year-old man, about to be 41 here soon, and having people call you BitBoy, it's...
That wasn't... You got kicked out. Don't act like this is you made a choice.
a little weird. And so from now on, BitBoy is dead. The Bit Squad is dead. Ben Armstrong is here. And Ben Nation... that is our community. And you guys know we have Bencoin. We're going to do...
Bencoin. Holy shit, he is immediately grifting his audience.
a lot of integration
Alright, new name. We also have Bencoin.
with our
How many Shroot bucks equals one Bencoin?
socials that are already built for Bencoin, for Ben Nation. And I'm super excited for you guys. Now, here's the thing. This channel is going to go back to the roots of what made me who I am. We're going to go back to low
Grifting.
production value, high information value.
Low
That's what we're gonna
production
go
value, high information.
back to.
Is
okay?
that as in you would have to be high to believe the information you're giving is good advice?
Because at the end of the day, how you get your information is not as important as the information that you get. And during the bull run of 2021, the BitBoy Crypto channel made more millionaires than probably any channel in history.
How many people did you get to lose a bunch of money? Probably more than you made rich, huh?
would put that
Fucking asshole.
to a test.
The worst part is he really frames it like that in his head. I think he believes that. I think he really believes that. He's like, primarily my function has been to make people rich instead of the reality, which is he lost a bunch of people a bunch of money. Like, you made people poorer than you made people richer, asshole. Fucking own up to that.
All across the board. And I can tell you that we're going to do it again. Ben Armstrong, Ben Nation, if you want to know about crypto, this is the place to come. It's going to be a solo show these days, which is good for a lot of reasons. But
because you can snort your nose candy without people being judgmental.
I'm excited, and I'm excited to go through this journey with you guys again. And, you know, people...
Why do you have a bunch of fucking... Why do you have portrait TV monitors in your kitchen? I'm sorry, I don't mean to focus on weird things, but he has like 4 vertical TVs. Are you watching like 4 different TikToks at once in the kitchen? Like, what the fuck are you doing that you need 1 vertical screen, much less fucking 4? What?
People tell me a lot. They say, hey...
Like, if it was in his office, I understand that I've seen people with monitors that go that way because certain stock data makes more sense and it's easier to see in that format. But this is his kitchen. Is he looking at stock shit in his kitchen? Like, what is he doing? That's pathetic. In your kitchen, you're looking at fucking stock quotes? That's not even practical. That's just gross.
I don't know if you know, I've lost everything. Like, They took the Lamborghini from me because it
Oh, did you lose your Lamborghini? Sad face.
was in the company name. I still have a little bit, but I'm starting over in a lot of ways. And you're going to get to start over with me. If you missed the last bear market,
Cruelty, thanks for 21 months, says vertical TVs at home. Okay.
here we are in this one.
I've seen concept TVs at like CES that are kind of interesting. That they are, you know, like normal TVs, but then they can actually flip to vertical. They're on like a motor. Because there's so much content filmed that way now. I don't like it generally. That's my boomer opinion. I'm sure content is going to be more and more vertical as time goes on because phones and TikTok and stuff. That's my boomer thing. I do not like vertical videos. My eyes are like this, not like this.
You're going to get to see. We're going to get it all back. We're going to get it all back. Why? Because I'm that great. No.
Let me guess, he's going to be like, because you're great. The community's what made it great, not the name. He's going to shamelessly try and play into their concept of community or some bullshit.
Because I believe in crypto that much. And I'm passionate. And I study it. And I know it inside and out. And if you come along on this journey...
I'm wondering, is he actually already moving out? Because there's no appliances in the kitchen. You notice that? Like, is he showing the house because he lost his money and he needs to move because he can't afford the mortgage anymore?
With me as we go back. Look, guys, the flash and the pizzazz is over. Okay.
Oh, wait, I see one. I see a Keurig. I see a, not even a good Keurig. It's funny, you have 4 vertical HD TVs in your kitchen, but you went with the cheap Keurig. Interesting.
Been extremely humbled in the last few weeks because I thought I built something that nobody could take from me. I thought I built something from the ground up that I was going to be.
You built a wonderful business out of grifting your audience shit coins. Is that something you're proud of?
To pass on to my kids one day.
What if your kids don't want to be awful grifters?
And because of the corporate structure and we got too big too fast, I don't have that power anymore. And I've lost all power over the channel. And you know what? I say good riddance. Good riddance to the channel. Good luck to the people that run it. They can do it. And, you know, I think going forward, what you guys are going to see is this is going to be a much different channel.
Yes,
We're not
I'm familiar with all the shitty things about Keurigs.
going to attack people. We're not going to go at people. The bravado of BitBoy is gone. You just have Ben Armstrong. Once again, a guy who's been humbled, who's lost almost everything except my family. Lost.
You're literally saying this from a super bougie kitchen. I don't know if this is an apartment or a house. I just find it so hard if you're this rich for me to be like, okay, but like, where'd your money go? Like, you must have assets, right? Like, you don't have any assets?
Lost the pride. We're getting rid of the Gucci shirts. I do like Gucci shirts, but we're getting rid of them.
Maybe that was a problem. Maybe instead of buying Gucci shirts with the ridiculous money you were grifting from your audience, allegedly, maybe you should have bought reasonable clothing and housing and transportation and taken extra money and saved it so that if anything happened, you wouldn't be broke.
We're not gonna...
And stop. That's actually a good point, too. If the allegations of the other thing are correct, you may have just put the money straight up his nose. Who knows?
I'll be wearing them on the channel. We're going back to our roots. There's no Lamborghini. Lamborghini's gone. They sold... My
Lamborghini's gone. Okay. Who the fuck cares?
They sold the Lamborghini out from under me. And so, going forward...
That would presume... To me, that sounds like that's a company car, then. Sounds like it was never your car. Sounds like it was a company car.
We are going to work this together, and we are going to start from ground zero, where I have a little...
No, I didn't know Milo did a coin. That's so funny.
Crypto. Got a little bit. Don't have much, but we're going to rebuild, and we're going to do it together, and you guys are going to see the urgency in which I need to build at this point, because everything has been taken from me. So...
It's all been taken from me. Wow. I'm sure your audience, who you told to buy into scam coins so they could be the liquidity that allowed people to rug pull, I'm sure they all feel very bad that you lost your high-end sports car. That's relatable. That's very relatable.
And...
Skifazoa with 29 months says that one That one It's Always Sunny meme. Boo-hoo, did you get addicted to crack?
Look, I don't, things are not finalized on that front. There's still a chance that, the people that run Hit Network come to the table with me. I have some offers to them on the table to be able to maybe salvage what I built. But I will say I don't have a lot of hope on that front. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope that one day we're going to be able to fix all this, because I want to fix it. I want to fix it. I don't want to let what I
Thinking Sabercat says, here's some bits for the Harold Penisman jokes. Thank you.
built that was my legacy go away because
Your legacy is being a scammer. The vast majority of people know your name because of exposés about you and your shitty behavior.
of hurt feelings. And so we'll see what happens there. But this is the new channel. You guys subscribe to this channel, like and follow all these videos. And guys, we're going to do this together. Ben Nation. And as always, guys, be blessed.
Jeesh. Let's see her and beg for money. Trying to think which is the video. I think it was this one where he maybe asks for people for money. One sec, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'm not going to be gone for long, okay? Be right back. I am really sorry about that, chat. I have returned, though. Order has returned to the chaos.
Welcome to Ben Crypto. Welcome to Ben Armstrong Crypto.
He hates it.
Hey guys, want to let everybody know, I finally got the okay to start live streaming on the channel. YouTube has given me permission. It looks like we're going to start our all-out assault on building this channel, probably on
Look at this fucking property. Jesus Christ.
Tuesday. I've got some stuff Monday. I've got some equipment I've ordered. I've got some things that I need to do to get my...
Like, you can't plead poverty in front of your, like, really expensive pool. Like, there's a pool down there behind him.
set up.
Is this a hotel, maybe? An apartment? Is it his pool?
Where I
What the
want
fuck?
it to be. And we're not going with high production value, obviously.
I've not watched the live streams.
We're going to be, you know, it's not going to be low production value. I mean, we're going to be doing the best that we can to give you guys a quality product. That's what I always cared about. But You know, just so to catch you guys up a little bit.
I'm gonna start a website.
BitBoy
And it's gonna be only thighs. And it's just gonna be my thighs.
is dead. I'm Ben Armstrong. BitBoy is dead. Don't call me BitBoy anymore.
Legally, I don't think people should.
Have
You don't own that anymore.
there's still some discussions
thanks
going
for the
on
cord,
with,
Jack.
you know, potentially having some mediation in a few weeks, potentially from their side. So the Hit Network side. So you know, it's been a hard process along the way, but at the end of the day, like I'm ready to fight for my new channel. I don't want to fight for the old. I want to fight for the new channel. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fight for Ben Armstrong. I'm going to fight for my name. I'm going to fight for the family. And, you know, we're going to start doing more crypto videos and live streaming next week. So probably won't be Monday. Like I said, I've got waiting for equipment. I don't even have a microphone, and the Mac isn't picking up audio.
You didn't even own your own equipment? What the fuck? Moira Soma, thanks for gifting a sub. And Stromboli, thanks for gifting a sub. Almost on a hype train. Like, is this Ben guy just the face of it? Like, is he genuinely just like, this is speculation. Is he a useful idiot that this company used as the face of the BitBoy thing? So he would be a scapegoat for all the scams, alleged scams? Because he doesn't own the recording equipment he used. He had a company car. Like, I don't understand. Gnome Pickles with 100 bits says, scams for days, kicking off a hype train, which is not a scam. It's actually funny. I've been talking to some Bed Bath & Beyond people on and off through Twitter DMs, which is not a great idea, but, you know, I tend to make bad decisions with my life. Terradona says he was a stooge. Maybe. Maybe. No, thinking Sabercat, I didn't hear that about Andrew Tate. That tracks, though. Anyway, where was I going? What was I going to say about this? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Let me reread. Oh, the Bed Bath & Beyond thing. So, I've been talking to Bed Bath & Beyond people, and I've expressed to a couple of them, like, hey, like, I understand that you like the PP show, but PP specifically is grifting you. Like, I'm pretty sure he's known for a while that nothing is coming of this, but he wants to keep the show going so he gets super chats, you know? Bardlock Moses, thanks for 37 months. And Gnome Pickle says, let me guess, we're all deluded and you're an evil scammer and a mean person because of reasons. Basically, yes. Yes. He was like, oh, well, you accept, like, bits, super chats, whatever, so you're a scammer, too. No. You're misunderstanding. As always, with people like this, the context is completely lost on them and what I'm actually saying. Getting super chats is not a scam. Being a streamer is not a scam. Being a streamer who tells your audience consistently and peddles them fake conspiracy theories about, a stock and getting them to, like, hang out surrounding a lie, basically, that's a scam. I give exactly what I'm telling you guys I'm going to give you, which is moderate entertainment for about 3 hours. I've never lied about the content of my show. It's the difference between me and PP. Moira Soma, thanks for 29 months. 32% to level 2.
Very well, so I definitely got to make sure that I have that. So until that microphone comes in, I'm not going to be able to do live streams. But, what's going on in crypto right now? Well, there's a few stories that have been going on, obviously. So, let's talk crypto for, just a minute here, if that's okay. We have the Fed issuing a big warning today, or an article was written by Forbes, issuing a big warning on the stablecoin market. And I think the stablecoin market is something to definitely...
Tether. If you've not heard of Tether, I'm sure you will relatively soon. Tether is a stablecoin that is allegedly, basically propping up the entire Bitcoin market. And once it's revealed that they stole all the money, or they don't actually have the reserves they're claiming to have, yeah, the bubble's gonna pop really, really, really hard. They're gonna find out that, all these trees have been dead the whole time.
Pay attention to. However,
this is not PP, no. This is BitBoy.
The stablecoin market is at
This
its
has
most
nothing to do
dangerous.
with Bed Bath & oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. I exited my fucking tabs. Hold on. I know how to reopen it. You don't have to tell me, chat. I know there's a shortcut. There it is.
Okay.
1 second, I gotta go back. Make sure stuff is paused on all the tabs because it reloads them, so it autoplays. Okay, we're good. Don't know where we were in the video though.
Can't remember exactly what it was called, but
Was I in the middle of something? I'm gonna assume not.
But the guy who founded it, they got him for a $2 billion Ponzi scheme, and he got over 11,000 years in prison. So, and I guess that's
It would help
not
if
what
I
they
made
call-
it so you guys could see it, probably, wouldn't it? I'm getting it. That's the wrong one. There we go.
Turkish Delight. So you still get that
Yeah, if you accidentally close your tabs, you can open all of them back up.
jokes. You get them.
Even if you, like, reboot your computer. Like, sometimes my computer is frozen in the past or something. Like, before stream, I'll, you know, get all the videos and stuff and look for new ones. And, you know, all the prep stuff for the show that you guys don't see, like an hour or two before the show starts. I actually sit down here and start work, you know? Believe it or not, I am working even when you're not seeing me do so, you know? So anyway, sometimes my computer will do something, I'll have to reboot it, but I'll have all the links already ready to go in Chrome. It's fine, I can just reset it, and then once I get back into the computer, once it resets, which is quick for me because I have a SSD for my boot drive, I can just go into Chrome and reopen all my tabs, and they're still there. It's really nice. Thinking Sabercat says, some more, but do you have cat ears? If not, why no? I do have cat ears. I do. Minute left on the hype train, 34% to level 2.
More humble bin, but you get that joke.
See? I have cat ears. Ta-da!
Still. So that was a really crazy story. People have been talking about a good bit. And of course we have the biggest kind of story, it seems like, that's going on in the background. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not completely plugged in the crypto
Stone Corbellin, first name bunch of numbers. Thanks for giving
world.
us
I've been dealing with the
74% to level 2 with 30 seconds left.
on the the corporate issues here. But the big issue is the Grayscale Bitcoin ETF. Like, are we going to get approval on that very soon? The SEC said they wouldn't be approving any ETFs until next year, but now that Grayscale won this lawsuit, and so they've been pushing back on that. And so a lot of people believe that Grayscale ETF is going to kick off the bull run. And I think I'll say this.
There's not going to be a bull run.
I have said all year, and I said last year even. Last year I told you, in May of last year I told you the bottom would be in November. We would start things
Thanks for the hype, everyone.
going back up in Q4 of this year. And then by December of next year, or in December of next year, we should have new all-time highs for Bitcoin. That doesn't mean like $700,000 Bitcoin. It means like just past 70K.
Why? Why would Bitcoin go up? Everyone like. Okay, so there was a period when very few new. Hats off, Cthulhu. What do you want me to wear? So there was a period when very few people knew what crypto was, except for the enthusiasts. Okay, that was like 15 years ago. Then there was the period more recently, like 5 years ago, when all of a sudden it was a big thing, and it was talked about all the time, and it reached its peak at like $60-something thousand. And it's all been downhill since then. There's been some motion up and down, but the bubble basically burst, and it's still overinflated because of things like Tether propping up the market with fake money. I just don't get it. One of the three crowns, flour, bullet, or burger. By the ballot or the burger. Where is the flower crown? That seems cute. Let me find it. The ballad or the burger. I gotta be more conscious. One of these days I'm gonna flash in my underwear. And that's not good. For me, at least. Where the fuck did I put the flower crown? Huh. I guess I'll do bullet crown, because I can't oh, there it is. Hee hee. Got it. Finster does it all the time. I'm not Finster. I can't pull that off.
scenarios where it could occur before that, and those are obviously some bullish scenarios that we want to see. So I think everything's on cue here. We're gonna be able to get this channel rolling in time for that bull run. And guys, I'm super excited. This has been Nation now.
Starling CJ, thanks for 25 months.
Squad is dead. BitBoy is dead. That's a fact. BitBoy is dead. Don't call me BitBoy anymore. You know, like, I have nothing to do with that brand. Not associated with it. And you know, even though of course everybody knows I am BitBoy, like, I did create it all. You know, it is my channel. You know, but at the end of the day, I think it's better to just, you know, lay the guns down and let them do what they're going to do for right now, and I'm going to do what I'm going to do for right now. And my focus is building this channel for now, and seeing what we can do on you know, come to some kind of agreement on the other channel. And I hope you guys are ready, because next week we are going to be live streaming, and that's all I got. I'll see y'all. Be blessed.
Jesus Christ, this fucking guy. Okay. Well, I'm glad his life's falling apart. Let's see who else we could talk about. Oh, this is a... Well, this is a gnarly Sovsit weird video. Emmy's Darkbeast says, Hail Tinfoil Queen, you can also open tab history to reopen from there. How about some weird Canadian PSAs? This one is Excellent Madness. Let's see, is either of these the elephant one? Oh, it's like a whole page. Okay.
Hey, what you watching? Me? I'm just a TV. I mean, I'm not even human. You've got the remote control. You can change channels if you don't like what you're watching. You can flick me on and off, and do... Whoa, I'm getting...
Oh god, is the TV horny?
Busy. You see...
Oh, don't edge the TV. You can't be flipping it on and off like that. And God damn it.
You're smarter than me. You get to choose from all kinds of neat stuff. Funny shows, nature shows, shows about people all over the world. Ouch! In real life, you know, that would hurt. You get to learn how to make stuff, how to draw stuff. Me, I don't get to do any of this stuff. I'm just the TV that plays it for you. Yep, I sure wish I was as smart as you. Did somebody get that cat off my head? Look at it this way. You can talk to your best friends, your mom or dad, about all the stuff you see on TV. And besides, you have choices. You've got books and sports, and you can go outside and play. Where is outside, anyway? I'm just the TV. You're the smart one. Well, so long. See you next.
That would make me horrified of television sets if I was a child, so I guess that works. Gnome Pickle says, Mommy, the TV is telling me not to watch it anymore, which, fine, whatever, but it also wants me to feed the baby to it, can I? Long live the new flesh.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today's sovereign citizen is not happy with Chase Bank because they put his bank account on hold. And that's as much as we will ever know about that, because he is not interested in...
Often banks will put your account on hold because of what they perceive to be fraudulent activity. It can be for your protection, which he doesn't seem to understand. He may have sent money to some scammy Sovsit group, which happens, and maybe that locked his account down, and he's furious.
In finding out why this has happened. He's more interested in turning this visit to the bank into a circus of epic proportions, ending with an arrest, and if his comments on his Facebook page are to be believed, a padded cell for 12 hours. Get your facepalm protection ready, because you're gonna need it.
Good morning everyone. It's your boy Matthew Havens, the man. You already know who it is.
Wild Bill for America. I feel like, have I heard, maybe I've looked at this guy. That sounds familiar. Is he the guy that claims he like does his own courts? Oh, he's not actually. We will definitely look at him later. Seems
I've gone live in a while, and this is going to be fun, okay? I'm excited for this. Why am I excited for this? Because I get to uphold law. I get to uphold the truth. I get to uphold what's actually right. Good morning, everyone that's going to join this. I'm at Chase Bank right now. They put a hold overnight on my money. Luckily, I am smarter than their corporation, fictitious dead corporation. And
he, a man, is smarter than the fictional corporation of Chase. JP Morgan Chase, the bank.
I moved all my money out. They put a hold on $131, so they can suck that right out of the gate.
So naturally, the first
This is over $130, like he just said, by the way. This is over $130, which I'm not saying that's nothing. $130, I'm sure anyone would be happy to someone be like, here's $130. But like, just remember, all of this is around like $130 is what this whole mess is about, and why he goes to jail.
thing to do when you go in the bank is to politely ask them why they put your account on hold. But you do know when a bank places an account on hold, it can be to protect the customer. For instance, a bank may put a hold on an account if they detect unusual activity that may be due to suspected fraud or identity theft. So, you know, maybe don't go in there and start recording and make stupid demands. Heck, what am I saying? He's going to handle it the same way all sovereign citizens handle this type of situation, by acting like a complete buffoon.
All right? I am very excited for this because I get to uphold law and I get to teach and educate other human beings about law.
The arrogance is palpable.
No, sorry. Let me rephrase. Words are very important. If it's not spelled the same,
Is there a word for having some sort of delusional, obsessive focus on semantics? Because that seems like it should have a name if it's not. It comes up a lot in delusional conspiracy stuff. So if that doesn't have a name, it should have one.
the exact
Just like a semantic obsession, a semantic fixation? Obsessive semantic fixation.
same, it does not mean the same thing. I get to uphold and educate my fellow humans. Human beings is, by definition of law,
Are by definition.
corporation,
No.
fictitious, dead. People, not person, people is alive, blood and soil.
Yeah,
Oh no! Blood and Soil is a Nazi dog whistle. Not sure if he's aware of that or just picked it up without knowing. Blood and Soil is a Nazi dog whistle. It's literally one of the things they were chanting in Charlottesville when they had the tiki torches. It's literally something the actual original Nazis said too, just not in English.
we get it. You found a sovereign citizen website and now you think you know the law better than the people who are actually in that profession.
Wow. Good morning, everyone. All right, you guys ready? You guys ready to do this? Let's do it. All right. I'm also going to be audio recording as well. All right. Here we go. I have the Constitution as well. I have the Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence book in my pocket right now.
He may have all those historical...
The Declaration of Independence is an illegal document. It has no weight, even if this was a court, but it's not. It's a JP Morgan Chase bank.
documents in his pocket, but from this upcoming encounter, he clearly shows he doesn't understand what any of them mean.
We are at Chase Bank. All right. Here we go. Let's go. You guys ready? Let's see what they got to say. All right, let me turn on the audio just in case they try. All right, let's get this audio going. I'm walking in right now. All this.
I also want to point out, because I've seen this video already, this guy seems to have a misunderstanding of how much power the people working in the bank have. So, like, back in the day, like, if you think about, like, It's a Wonderful Life, when the main character in that, whose name I'm blanking on, played by Jimmy Stewart, I want to say, he's, like, works at a bank, you know? And it's, like, a long time ago. This is prior to, like, Potter. Yeah, sure. So, like, back in the day, before banking was done primarily, like, through the internet, digitally, you know? Back then, when you had a lot of cash on hand and were doing larger cash transactions and dealing with checks non-electronically, it made sense to have people in banks who were, like, really knowledgeable, you know, and had a decent amount of power to do things with money and the rules of the bank, because there was no other option. You know, you'd have to call long distance, if that, to the bank headquarters or send snail mail, you know, in order to get things done in the back end. But as things have become more digital, like, and I'm talking in like the 90s, this isn't even new, I'm talking like in the 90s and early 2000s, this thing started changing. So like the people in the bank, you know, they're handling money. It's I'm not going to say it's like an easy job, but they don't have as much responsibility as bankers had decades and decades ago. Like, I don't say this in any way to denigrate someone who's a bank teller. My mom was a bank manager, you know, working at a bank. She started as a teller too. It can be a good job. It pays, you know, decent enough. But it's like a step up from, you know, any customer service job, you know? Like, if you work at, like, a Dollar Tree or something, you could go get a job at a bank. Like, that experience carries over. You're primarily just interfacing with customers. If you're the manager of the bank, you might be dealing with loan requests, but there are usually loan agents that travel around. They don't necessarily stay at the bank all day, right? He seems to think that the individual people at the bank have a lot of power, and they don't. Most of it is done on the back end for security purposes. So he's yelling at them for no reason, basically. Let's see. Profane Priestess says, good news. AMTP has made the Writers Guild a new offer, and according to inside sources, the guild rejected some of the details, but not the larger offer. Of course, even if the negotiators reach an agreement, it could need to be ratified by a vote. Even then, an offer has not been made to SAG yet. Hope they get everything they want, or at least as much as they can possibly get. Avant Gardner says, I saw the Simpsons parody of that bank scene before the original, and now that classic film is very funny.
Flip the camera around as well. All right, let's start audio.
Don't film in a bank.
Good morning.
They don't like that. And it's private property, so they can absolutely tell you to fuck off.
I woke up this morning and this corporation put a
Woke up this morning and I wrote down this song.
hold on my money, theft under law.
It's not. It's not. You could just go up and talk and be like, hey, my account's frozen for some reason. What's up with that? Like, you could be a decent person. Just ask. Baycop says, Hannah, your boy ain't trying to be weird, but did you upgrade the drip? I don't even know what that means. What does that mean specifically? Did I upgrade the drip? This? My wife got me a choker. I don't know slang.
They said theft under law?
It is theft under law. You took my money. You put a hold. I would like.
And don't think it's weird. Say nice things about me, as long as it's not, like, overtly lewd and weird. Like, feel free to say nice things about me. I like people being nice to me and complimenting me. Just don't be a creep.
Like to know why.
Let me get your ID and debit card so I can get you even pulled up.
Okay. Understand. This ID is for this fictitious corporation. This is not me, the man. I, Matthew Thomas Hay.
My drip is clothing style. This is just a t-shirt from Vinegar Syndrome, a Blu-ray place. I've had it for a bit. I don't wear it super often, though.
Havens. You guys will understand this when you understand law. I hope you're here to understand. You're not here to understand law? Is that what you just said? We're not here to understand law?
They're not here to deal with your delusional tirade. That is not their job. You're scaring them. Please leave and call corporate if you have an issue.
We're here to do our job. That's it.
Well, to be fair, you don't understand the law either, but clearly you are not interested in finding out why
Thanks,
your
Briar
account
Rose.
is on hold. You could have done that over the phone. No, the only reason you are here is to cause a scene.
That's why the human race is enslaved, because you don't understand law. It's not an opinion, it's law. Two different things. It's not spelled the same, it's not the same definition. Totally.
Oh my god. Gnome Pickle says, Lord Kelmivore, I ask for so little. Please have a security guard tackle this asshole. He gets arrested by a cop
A different word.
because he refuses to leave.
Yeah, well, you better
Because he doesn't understand the difference between public and private.
get ready. They're gonna learn too. I'm excited. I get to educate humans on the law.
Does he think he's separate from humans?
You're not interested. Oh, look at that. Take that as the record. You're not interested in law.
Are you recording?
I am recording and audio. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Lawful. Yeah, let's go. Under the Constitution of the United States of America, freedom of the press.
Chase is a corporation, meaning you are on private property, so no freedom of the press does not apply here. Even most First Amendment auditors know this.
I'm confused by... There's a decent number. I've seen this several times where people who are First Amendment auditors or sovereign citizens think that public versus private is a distinction between where you can walk in. No. Walmart lets you come in... Walmart lets you enter the store during business hours. However, it's still a private business that can kick you out for any or no reason. Right? It's a place of public accommodation. So businesses are places of public accommodation at their discretion. They can open their doors and let anyone in. Just like at your house, which is private, if you have, you know, a house or whatever, an apartment that you lease, you have the right to let anyone you want in. At least you should, you know? Or kick people out of your house, right? Public is public. A park that's a public park is public. But even then, there are hours for public parks sometimes. There's usually a distinction in the law between, what is it called? It's like either typical or traditional like free speech venues or something. Forget the exact wording. But basically, under the law, there are some places that are considered places that people can kind of do whatever, as long as they're not harming someone, and there are other places that are not. This is private either way. It's a bank. It's not even close. H-Beard says he's a member of a different species, Homo douchebagicus.
Oh, excuse me. What do I have to do to do that? Can you go by this card?
I would like to know.
Oh, okay.
Isn't Vinegar Syndrome the people who release dangerous men? I'm actually not sure. Not familiar with that one.
I would like to know why you took my money.
Because they're a bank.
Let me get you pulled up.
No, I'm being shitty. No, the reason that they have your money, if you just ask nicely, they'd probably tell you. Probably a scam thing.
And please stop recording me. I'm not giving you my consent.
It's law.
Please leave the branch.
I don't have to.
You do. It's a private business. They can tell you to leave. You're trespassing. Hydrate. When auditors call themselves the press, I think of this.
Press. Press. Pull.
That's a good one. They don't seem to understand the freedom of the press either. Like, let's say I'm a journalist and I wanted to do an expose on Dow Chemical. This is a hypothetical, by the way. Imagine if I think I have a story that's like, I have suspicions that Dow Chemical is working with dangerous chemicals and dumping them irresponsibly without regard for regulation. You know? This is made up. But let's say I was a reporter and I thought that. Let's say I worked for the New York Times. If I walked into the Dow building and was like, let me investigate your crimes, it's a private business. They could tell me to fuck off. Like, the right to the press doesn't mean you can call yourself press and go wherever you want on other people's private property. Like, that's just how the law works. I'm not judging it either way. It's just the reality of the situation. The press don't get to phase through walls and ignore, like, property rights as they exist just because they're the press. Gnome Pickle says, what? Who are you? What are you doing in my home? Get out of my fridge. Oh, you're the press? Okay, carry on.
Call the sheriff, please. I would like the sheriff that upholds law.
I shot the sheriff.
Thank you.
But I did not shoot the deputy.
I would like your names as well.
Please leave. Please leave. Please leave.
What does this have to do? I have to leave because you theft? You committed a crime and took my money?
press has master no clipping. They just have, in their pocket, they have a tilde key they hit to open the command prompt.
I would like to talk to the head banker.
The head banker. This is what I'm talking about. The head banker. The fuck do you think this is? There are tellers. There's a head teller often who's kind of in charge of dealing with the tellers, maybe even scheduling for them. It depends on the bank. And then you might have a bank manager, right? Who's more in charge of handling bigger accounts, talking with companies about loan stuff. And then sometimes, depending on the size of the branch, they might have a loan agent that's always there, or they might just have one that moves around to different branches from day to day regionally. There is no head banker. That's not a thing. Like, the way you think this works is not how this works.
I would like to talk to your boss's boss.
So you are not only a sovereign citizen, you are a Karen as well. And you've been asked to leave, which means you are now trespassing on private property.
Nothing? No, you're not going to respond?
Sir, they've asked you to leave? This is a private business. You have to leave.
Like the sheriff, please. I hope that's the sheriff you are on the phone with. Please contact the sheriff of law of the United States of America.
The sheriff of law of the United States of America. I'm just imagining Uncle Sam with a gun. Like, what are you talking about? Overthought says, I feel like if you pressed him on the head banker thing, it would probably start to stray into anti-Semitic. It's possible. He did do the blood and soil thing.
I will be respectful, but I will be lawful.
I don't think you know what respectful even means.
Yeah, I'm wearing a black jacket. I am a white male. Thank you. I am a man. A blood of the soil man. I don't think you guys understand what that means either, do you?
There's some stank on that. He knows he's dog whistling. God damn.
Oh, you don't care, though. You don't care about law.
This guy, I'm pretty comfortable calling this guy a Nazi. And he thinks it's funny to dog whistle in front of people. Logarth says, how many silent alarms do you think have been pressed? Least one. Least one.
Isn't that what you said?
Is the glass thing normal or a COVID thing? Started as a COVID thing. I think it's pretty common now, though. I think they're still around. Like, I've seen them not just at banks, but different places. But definitely at bank, they still have them. I went probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. They still had them. It's just extra spit guard.
Where's the head banker?
The head banker? The fuck?
This is the truth. You guys see all this? There's so many people on Facebook right now. You understand thousands of people follow me?
I hate this shit. Thousands of people on the internet is nothing. Chat. It's nothing. I understand. It's like, it depends on the scale you're thinking of. Like, there's 200 people here right now, give or take. That's not nothing. The fact that I'm just one person in my house doing this as my job, it's interesting that the internet facilitates the ability of 200 strangers to come watch me do whatever dumb bullshit I do, right? But in the grand scheme of things, that's not a lot of people. I have 12,000 something Twitch followers. I used to be on a channel that had 158,000 followers. Like, this is nothing in the scale of how many people live in the world. There are 8 billion people on this planet. There are like 350 million people in the United States. 330? I'm actually not sure. I haven't checked in a while. However many it is. Thousands of people, even tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people, is not that much for the internet.
Yeah, I saw the live chat. Most people didn't think that highly of you for doing this.
P.S. Where's the head sheriff of the United Banker Corps of America? He's hiding in, he's hiding at the top of the Washington Monument in the tip.
They're all watching you right now. Good. I hope so. I'd like to talk to the head. Is this the head banker? No? Yes? Who are you on the phone with? The sheriff? Is that the sheriff?
Sheriff! Where are
I'm going
you,
to continue
Sheriff?
here as my lawful right to do so until you provide remedy.
Or until you end up in a pair of steel bracelets. Let's see which one comes first.
I am providing you notice as I, the man, Matthew Thomas Havens. Blood.
Where's the security guard? Most banks don't have a security guard.
And I require, demand, remedy. You guys see what? Notice the words that I'm saying. You understand all that? Notice the words that I'm saying. Very important here.
No, they're not. Your words are meaningless. That's why nobody's listening to you.
I have every lawful right to be here. Are we in the United States of America?
I'm sorry, I thought this was America. Logart says security guard is in the break room enjoying a nice cup of herbal tea. Seriously though, do some people think that there are security guards in every bank? Most banks don't have security guards. Is that like a thing that people in is that a European thing, or is that just an impression people have from Europe about the United States because in TV and movies there's always a security guard? Most banks don't have a guard.
Oh, is that, what'd you just say? Say that again? Say that again? Please repeat that. You guys like that? Oh yeah, show me some love.
I didn't say no banks have them, chat. I said most don't.
Oh, you like that? Show some USA, that's right.
Especially if you're in a bigger market. Yeah.
This is the United States of
I
America.
don't think I've ever been in a bank around here that has had a security guard.
And we the people have to take back this country, our country. Because we do not know the laws, this is what happens. Slavery.
They probably used to be more common too because they used to carry more cash. Banks carry less cash than they ever have. Just because people don't use cash as often as they used to. They use debit cards or credit cards or whatever.
Oh yeah, let's get, how many people?
So like if you go to like a mid-sized bank, like this is, I don't work with a bank. It's not my job to keep their secrets. If you're going to go to a bank, first of all, the only thing you're going to be able to get into is the drawers at best, right? They're aware of the concept of bank robbery, so they've, made a system to mitigate risk from this kind of thing. So money is in the vault of the bank. When they do have cash, the cash is in the vault. The vault is on a time lock that only opens at certain times, right? Even if it is open, usually there's a gate or something that has multiple keys that need to be turned. The bank manager has one. I think the head teller might have another one. Anyway, there are cameras everywhere. At the beginning of the day or the beginning of your shift, your drawer at the bank, similar to if you're working retail and you're working a cash register, your drawer is empty when you go in. The money's accounted for. And then either the head teller or the manager will go and fill your drawer with money, make sure it's accounted for. You'll count it. There's a lot of making sure the money's all there, basically. And then you'll have X amount of cash in your drawer. At most, at a busy bank with a decent amount of cash, you might get at, not even a busy bank. The banks that I grew up around, the one that my mom was a manager of, you'd maybe get $5,000 to $10,000 if you're lucky. Which, sounds, it's not nothing. Of course, $10,000 is life-changing money. And this was 2 decades ago, by the way. It's probably even less now. It might be $1,000 in small bills. I don't know. Her bank, it was between 5 and 10. And this was 20 years ago. Anyway, actually robbing a bank, though, is a felony. Don't know if you know this. Don't do it. You're way more likely, if you're going to do this, no one should rob anyone, especially not, with the threat of violence. But, you'll make more money if you rob a McDonald's. Seriously. And McDonald's carries tons of cash, and it's usually just sitting in the back until it's time to do a drop, which is when they go to the bank and drop it in the deposit thing, which is also super secure. So, you know, most robberies today are for bearer bonds. I thought they stopped making those. Like, I thought even by the time of the original Die Hard, they stopped making those, but it was a plot device. Just because it's so easy, you know, for bearer bonds to be used for laundering, basically. Or they're untraceable. It's kind of the point, you know? Yeah.
Can we get on this live? This is going to be great.
Anyway, don't rob anyone, but, like, you would get more money, less likely of being caught, and probably a less severe charge if it was a McDonald's. And McDonald's, they're trained to just let you have the money. Like most retail places. So. But don't rob anyone. Crime is bad, y'all.
I am giving notice and demand remedy.
Yep, for sure.
Is that the sheriff? Do I need to call the sheriff myself?
Call the sheriff! Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon. The biggest sin, I didn't even hate Die Hard 4. I can deal with Die Hard 4. In terms of a big, dumb conclusion to the series, I've not seen the 5th one. I've decided it doesn't exist. I could deal with it. What I can't deal with is the fact that it was originally rated PG-13 and John couldn't even say yippee-ki-yay motherfucker without it being censored. That's a crime.
See, people don't even, they just left. You see, people don't even want to understand what's going on here. Because you don't want to learn and educate.
Which is weird too, because PG-13 movies usually get one fuck. As long as it's not used like in the verb sense. Like you can't use in a PG-13 movie, you can't use the word fuck to mean fucking. Like you can't say these people are fucking. That's an automatic R. But you could say like fuck you like once in a PG-13 movie, right? You can get one fuck and you're fine as long as it's not used actually sexually. So why didn't they use it for that? Very strange.
Yourselves, we are where we are.
I was surprised that Marvel let Guardians 3 have one. I was genuinely surprised. I think Barbie was supposed to have one, but they bleeped it, which honestly made it funnier. But I fully believe that F-bomb drop in Barbie was supposed to be uncensored originally, and Mattel overruled.
Are in the world
The joke still works, though.
right now. Yeah.
Did I know the first Die Hard is a sequel to the late 1960s Frank Sinatra movie called The Detective? And that's actually because it's based on books. Originally, they actually had to ask Frank Sinatra if he wanted to be in Die Hard for contractual reasons, because he was like, had a first look deal for adaptations of this book series, and he was in the original. So then, you know, Die Hard comes out and they have to ask him. He said no, of course, which is for the best, but it is interesting. Die Hard plots have often been written based on other books or things or adapted. Die Hard 4 was based off of, I think, a magazine article. The history of the screenwriting of Die Hard is very weird.
Keep it all.
The third movie was originally a completely different movie called, like, Truth or Dare, and it got adapted to be Die Hard 3.
Yeah, keep going. Who else wants to watch? Oh, yeah, we are getting so many
No,
people
Simon Says. Maybe it was supposed to be called Simon Says. It was either Simon Says or something like that.
live right now. This is incredible.
But now there's a different movie called Simon Says that's also fucking terrible. Is that the one with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dennis Rodman?
I'm going viral right now. You guys like that?
What do you think viral means? Having thousands of people watch you is not viral.
Oh, you may go viral, but
That's Double Team. Okay. Which movie is Simon Says? I feel like it was like Simon Says, but it's like S-E-Z or something. Is that a movie?
not for the reasons you think.
You're right, that's the Dane Cook one. That's the awful Dane Cook one.
You got nothing to...
Oh god, remember Dane Cook? What the fuck was that?
Say? Lawfully, I demand remedy. I am giving you hereby notice.
You may have got that remedy if you'd just been respectful.
Is the sheriff on his way? Is the sheriff on his way, yes or no? I'm at the bank, Chase Bank, right now. Valparaiso, Indiana.
I'm sorry, did you just tell me Dane Cook is on Twitch now? What?
States of America.
I'm disgusted that I have the same job as Dane Cook. I might have to quit.
Luckily, I, man, am smarter than this corporation. They only put a hold on, I took all my money out of the bank. My property, they only put a hold on $131. Is this the head banker? Who is this?
No, he doesn't work for us.
No? Where's he going?
He's utilizing our space, which is not any of your
He's utilizing our space. I don't even know. What's the definition?
Look where it says, throwing the book at them. The book is Black's Law Dictionary, and he's throwing pages he tore out of it. And Dane Cook is on Orhada 2023 tour. I don't know what that means. Orhada 2020, I don't know what that means. Someone's tour? I don't recognize the name. Gnome Pickle says, I mean, you also have the same job as Tony the Tiger.
Oh. Somebody asked for a paw reveal, so here's a little wave. All right, chat. I love you all.
I'll never be as sexy as Tony the Tiger, no matter what I do.
What's the definition of that? I respect you as man and woman. I demand that same respect right back.
Respect is earned, not given. Treat people as you would like to be treated yourself. But I wouldn't expect you to know anything about that.
Look, hiding over there. She won't even show her face. Yes, it's called theft by law. Theft. Oh, look, you have a customer. How come you're not helping your customer? That's under your legal definitions, under your corporation job.
What? No, they can deny you service. Do you think it's illegal to kick you out when you're being a nuisance? No business has to serve you. They can't discriminate based on very specific things. But if they just tell you, like, you're being an asshole, get out, you have to. Otherwise you're trespassing. They don't have to legally serve you.
I think that was the head bank. Was that the head banker? What are you doing back there?
What do you even think that means?
Is the sheriff on his way?
He's just a broken record, just the fucking sheriff. Baycop says, I'll bite. The fuck is he talking about when he says man and woman? I wish I could tell you. I'm honestly in the dark. I don't know what he's specifically getting across other than potentially sexist. I don't know, though. I really don't. Logorth says they could make a movie about that, call it the eternal facepalm of the conspiracy mind.
Oh, that is the head banker, isn't it? Are you the head banker, sir? Nope. Trespassing. Notice her words? Trespassing. Totally different than trespass.
No. Nope. One's a present tense verb. There is a trespass, and you can be trespassing. Both. But they're both things.
Passing, not law. Theft, law. Law. Oh, look, you're helping this customer? But not me.
Yes, they told you to leave. They're not going to serve you. You were told.
Help the sheep. But when the lion demands notice and remedy, there is no remedy to be found in the United States of America, is there?
Lions
I'm sorry, did you just call yourself a lion?
don't run around expelling their energy for a little return. Lions are graceful animals. You are more like a deer prancing around, oblivious to the approaching lion nearby in the long grass. Or in this case...
The beginning of the video, basically this guy is a sovereign citizen who doesn't understand the law. His account got frozen with $130 in it, after he had already pulled out a bunch of money, which I guess was probably pinged as suspicious activity, but we don't know because he immediately went in and basically started yelling at the bank teller. So he's been trespassed and he's refusing to leave, and he thinks there's no such thing as him being trespassed from this bank. He thinks that's not legal, even though of course it is. You'd be trespassed from a fucking bank. It's a bank. Oh, and he has dropped Nazi dog whistles, so I have reason to believe he's like a crypto-fascist neo-Nazi. He's been saying blood and soil and stuff.
The bank's automatic doors.
I'll take all the way to the Supreme Court if I have to.
I hate the Supreme Court. Doesn't your mother love you?
I know all the laws. You all will fail. You will lose. And I will demand remedy every second. Thank you, sir. How are you, sir? Are you the sheriff?
Are you the sheriff? He's like a video game NPC. I need to find the sheriff. Could you help me find the sheriff? Where did that sheriff get to? Like every time you walk past him, he has passive dialogue to try and get you to take his quest. Oh.
Badge number, please.
122.
Thank you so much. I respect you, and I will talk to you as a man.
Okay.
All right?
He thinks that means the cop doesn't have authority over him because they're both equals. What right does one equal man have to stop another man? It's weird, Sovset, arcane, patriarchal, weird fucking bullshit. I don't even know what to describe it.
As a free United States American, okay? You understand that?
I got you.
Now, you told me this wasn't the head banker, did you?
Person might be the manager. Do you mean the manager?
They stole my property.
Let's talk.
They didn't though. Your account is frozen. If you had come in and been like, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm sure they would have given you your money. I almost went Shatner there.
But outside.
I do not lawfully have to.
I feel like if I did a really good William Shatner impression, I would be a much popular channel. Just all of my streams talking like this.
Well, here's the thing.
But you know, if it was good.
Okay. So this, even though it's a bank. Right?
Yeah, I saw the Thomas Coke thing. Jesus Christ, it's so blatant.
It's still private property. So if somebody
Is this the United States of America,
Is this
sir?
the United States of America? Let me ask you this. Do you have a home that you live in?
I do.
Okay. If I showed up to your house and didn't want to leave, would that be wrong?
Okay, there's two definitions here, all right? And there's very big difference. I want you guys all to notice. This is a very big difference, and you're being recorded
That's fine.
on video and audio. Just letting you know. Putting it out there. All right, there's a very big difference between private and public.
This isn't public. This is a bank that is privately owned by JP Morgan Chase, the company. It is not public. It is a place of public accommodation. There is a legal distinction, and it's a quite clear distinction. It's not really a gray area. Like, this is absolutely just a business. It is a place of public accommodation. They can kick you out.
Okay?
See, that's the thing. It's still a private business.
This is a corporation, is it not?
Yes, it is a private, for-profit corporation. Yup. It's a corporation, a private corporation. Overthought. You want me to look up private? Can do.
Which makes it public by law.
No, it doesn't, you fucking idiot.
The Supreme Court will uphold everything I'm telling you guys.
First of all, you're not gonna file a lawsuit. Second of all, even if you did, not get into the Supreme Court.
That's right now.
Somebody doesn't want you here. You gotta go.
Gnome Pickle says, "Officer, you're being recorded on my stream, or what the prosecution will call Exhibit A."
Simple as that.
That is incorrect and unlawful.
So what's the issue?
They put a hold on my money. Theft. They committed a crime. I am here to demand notice and remedy. Notice my words. This is all constitutional. I know every law and right. All right? Now, they took my money.
Property, that which is... Oh, wait, no, you said private, right? I'm sorry, you said private, not property. My bad.
As a man smarter than them, a corporation took all my money out. There's only $131 that they put a hold on. It's gone out of my bank right now.
We're almost there. I promise. Privacy, right? Does this not just have private? Oh, no, it does. Affecting or belonging to private individuals as distinct from the public generally, not official, not clothed with office. There you go. Oh, there's even private bank. An unincorporated banking institution owned by an individual or partnership and depending upon statute, subject or free from state regulation. Not saying that's what this bank is. Just fun that there was a bank one right after it.
They will not tell me why, give me reason, or remedy.
You're not interested in finding out what happened. If you were, you wouldn't be so eager to provoke a reaction from everyone. You could have done all this over the phone. So no, you're not interested. You're just here to annoy everybody.
The situation. I demand the sheriff of law, please.
The sheriff of law! Some of the Sobsit types get some ideas from, well, a decent amount actually of sovereign citizen ideology is stolen from the Posse Comitatus movement, Posse Comitatus movement, which includes a strange fixation on believing that local sheriffs are the highest form of law in any given area, and this idea that, like, the sheriff knows all this Sobsit stuff, and they'll tell the police to back off. Not the case, of course, but again, it's a cult-like, weird, delusional internet thing, so. Being wrong has never stopped people before.
I do not have to lawfully present ID. Did I commit a crime?
So right now,
No.
because right now you're causing a disturbance with the bank. Okay, they're feeling
I'm speaking respectfully.
You are.
I have not.
But
I have not committed a crime against any one man or woman. Do you understand that? Those are very important senses.
But now that the property manager is asking you to leave, and you're not leaving, okay?
And
so now,
I have not gotten remedy, have I? They took my...
They literally call on the phone. They are not saying you can't deal with this. They are saying you need to leave this building right now.
Theft. They have committed a crime.
Here's the thing.
They have committed a crime.
Does he personally think that these bank tellers went into his account and hit a button that said block? It's probably an automated block that happened due to suspicious activity.
A civil issue you can sort out.
A civil issue?
Mm-hmm. With the business, you can have a civil issue there, okay? But right now, you are being
Right
asked
now,
to leave. They don't want you here.
I do not lawfully have to leave.
No, actually, here's the thing. Actually, you do.
What law? I'd like the law.
You're now
Trespassing.
trespassing. They
I
do
would
not
like...
want you here.
Trespassing is not a law.
It is.
The word trespass is law. Do you guys understand that? You don't even...
Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us, including stupid fucking sovereign citizens.
know the laws. My cousin, by the way, is a Hobart Canine cop.
Oh, that's very
All
good.
right? Jared Havens.
Okay.
All right? I demand the sheriff. Please.
Well, the sheriff's not going to come because this is Valpo city limits.
I demand the sheriff
Or the
of
police
law.
department.
I demand your supervisor so I can then get and demand notice of the sheriff of law of the United States of America. Thank you, please. I respect you as man. This has nothing to do against you guys at all. Thank you very much. There's a lot of people on this live now. Oh my gosh. Excellent.
Yeah, because it's hilarious. I mean, it's not hilarious for the people working. I feel bad for the bank tellers. But, like, watching people be foolish is pretty entertaining for some reason. I don't know why we like it, but people do. We like watching people do really dumb stuff. Does it make us feel better about ourselves? Is it just interesting? For me, it has a lot to do with understanding the underlying, like, thought process, because I find it so fascinating.
Stop recording.
I do not have to. I do not lawfully have to stop.
Someone should put the Oblivion, like, soundtrack over this, just like the city, you know, doon, doo, doo, doon. Hold on, I'll even play it in the background. I could do this. Alright, let's do it.
Recording.
Stop recording.
You are employees of a corporation. You are are you or are you not employees of the corporation of Chase Bank? That's right. Lawfully, I do not have to stop recording employees, corporations of a corporation. You guys are acting as corporations, are you not, of Chase Bank? I demand remedy of my money and theft. Are you the head banker, sir? You still haven't answered my question. You said he was using the premises,
You have violated the law.
Did you just lie again?
So, Eric, I'm still.
What else do you guys want to know?
I just want to know exactly what there was an issue with your account being frozen.
My money's gone, yeah. 0. Now says 0. And they will.
Jesus Christ, okay. Oh, did you guys hear? It leaked that they're doing a remaster of Oblivion. I'm so excited. That one's my favorite one. I hope they fix the leveling system. Killjoy with 100 bits says, have you heard of the hero of Kavach? Are you the sheriff? Trespassing isn't a crime. Trespass is a crime. Ugh, mud crabs. Bye! That was a decent enough Oblivion NPC impression on my part, I think. Logarth says, with this character's arrest, the thread of prophecy is severed. Restore a save game to restore the weave of fate, or persist in this doomed world you have created. Ooh, old school reference. I like that. Skyblivion is also coming out, but that's a fan-made thing. Microsoft is actually putting out a remaster of Oblivion.
Will not give me explanation even.
Also Fallout 3. So if you're not an Elder Scrolls fan, but like Fallout 3, they're remastering 3.
But they seem to be helping other. I want you to note, record note, they're also helping other customers, are they not? Why am I not being helped?
Was there,
It's unlawful.
what time did you come in here?
I just got here, let's see, 10 minutes ago? 10 minutes ago, sir.
I think on the whole, I like New Vegas better as well. However, there was a period, it was weird for me, because like, I initially liked Fallout 3, right? And then I played Fallout New Vegas, and I loved Fallout New Vegas. And I got to a period where I was like really, really hating Fallout 3. I was like, Fallout 3 fucking sucks. It's worse in every way to Fallout New Vegas, blah, 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 blah. Here are all the problems. And yes, I still overall would say that New Vegas is the game I would choose to play more if I was just going to pick one up. Fallout 3, I think, still holds up for what it is, though. It's just not as good of an RPG, but it's okay. I do like it. It's going for a very different vibe, and I still have tons of problems with it, but I've come back around on it a little bit. I don't hate it as much as I used to, and I don't know. I could appreciate it for what it is, instead of just being like, this isn't New Vegas.
Is your supervisor on the way? Where's the sheriff?
If the sheriff doesn't.
Where's the sheriff?
Actually, we're in the operation.
The sheriff lawfully has to respond to this. I don't think you guys...
He doesn't. At least I don't think so. Citosaurus says, I'm a simple bitch. I'll buy any Elder Scrolls or Fallout thing that comes out aside from 76 because am loner and don't do MMOs. Wish Obsidian would remaster New Vegas, though. Endgame on PS3 was unplayable and made me rage quit, unfortunately. Gotta pick back up on my PC and try again. That would be nice if they gave it to a like Obsidian for not only a remaster but maybe finishing, and I know it's not a lot. I imagine most of the employees of Obsidian have changed since New Vegas. I understand it's not the same, but it would be cool for a remaster to go back in and finish some of the content that got scrapped, like a lot of the Legion side stuff. Just saying, if they did, Microsoft would have Microsoft would get a lot of monies if they did that.
You guys understand the Constitution.
This is the city.
Ooh, limited edition Coke. Interesting. I will take it. I'm curious. What what is it, like a special flavor?
The limits of Valparaiso. So city, we have jurisdiction. You're familiar with jurisdiction.
Jurisdiction, very right. Yes, indeed.
The sheriff.
What is the jurisdiction of this land, the United States of America?
That's an illogical question. Like, what do you mean, the jurisdiction? You are in multiple jurisdictions right now. It kind of, nesting dolls, right? You are in a local jurisdiction of some sort of township or county or parish or city. And then outside of that, you're going to have, like, state laws. So you're under the state's jurisdiction. And then above that, you have the United States laws and jurisdiction. You're like in all of them at once. They're umbrellas on umbrellas, right?
You can call it whatever fictitious corporation names
States,
you
we're
want.
in the state of Indiana. In that state, we're in Porter County.
We're in the
and
United
county,
States.
We're in the city of Valparaiso. That's why the city of Valparaiso Police Department's here.
And
I'm with you, man. I'm trying to work with you here, but I think there's a little bit of confusion. I know you say you know stuff, but I'm just trying to straighten things out. The sheriff's not going to.
I've studied all this for hours and hours.
Futuristic flavored. Ooh, I like the colors. It's like trans flag colors.
Yeah.
That's cute.
You're cute.
Interesting. Year 3000 limited edition. Futuristic flavored. I'm curious. You know what? They did like a limited edition Coke a couple years ago. I forget. It was like Stardust or something. It was really good. Tasted almost like cotton candy, but not in an overwhelming way. Let's see. Oh. That's a different bouquet. A little fruity, maybe? It's got a little fruity. It's a little bit like a Coke, but it's like you went to one of those Coke, you know, the mix machines that let you add your own flavors. It's like you did a Coke, but you also added, like, maybe some of the fruit flavors, like the tropical fruit flavors. I'm not thinking citrus, though. Not like a citrus fruit. Like, I'm trying to even put my finger on the taste. Some kind of sweet fruit. Amit Gardner says, can you taste the quantum? Yes. Yes, I can. It really is pretty good. Blueberry? Blueberries may be a good... Okay. Blueberry. I can taste it. If it's blueberry, that makes sense. I can't tell if I'm being just, like, manipulated by you saying that, though, and it changes how I feel like it tastes. Blueberry and mango is a good... I think that's a good... Yes. Because I think there is, like, a hint of, like, a mangoiness. I'm getting some kind of, like, tropical fruit. Right? Or maybe, like, pineapple? I don't know. It's something like that. It's pretty good. I would recommend. If you see it somewhere, check it out. I've never had jackfruit, so. The snozberries taste like snozberries. Anyway, so that's looks like this if you see it. Cute trans flag colors, too. I like Coke stuff. I don't know why. Have I shown you guys this? I've had this for quite a while. Because I got this years ago. This isn't even what the Coke Zero cans look like anymore. This is an old one because I got it in a 12-pack. And it's sealed. You can see it's sealed, but it's empty. It left the factory empty, but sealed. I think that's a cool thing to have. A little collector item. A sealed, empty bottle of can of Coke.
I don't even think law enforcement, you're supposed to enforce the law.
Which is what they will be doing very shortly.
Of the United States of America. Did you guys take an oath to the... Did you take an oath to uphold the law of the Constitution of the United States of America. Yes. Thank you. Duly noted.
You have a complete set of episode 1 collector cans from Pepsi. That's pretty rad. I used to have, it was a gift, actually, those, like, custom glass bottle Cokes with my name on it, but it was my dead name, unfortunately, so...
That is what we should be upholding here, okay?
So I don't have those anymore, at least I don't think.
This is why I'm here, and this is why I'm happy to do this, because I now have a duty to explain, and I have a duty to educate you guys, because you guys are fellow man. This is why our country is where this is why the world is why we're where we're at right now, because nobody knows this stuff. I do. I have a duty.
He knows. He has a duty.
This, elaborate, and educate fellow man. Man. Small, lowercase I. Notice on all of your passports, licenses, birth certificate, what does your name read? All capitals, doesn't it? That's a fictitious U.S. corporation they created that they own. Did you know that?
Names are in all caps in government documents as a part of the style guide for legibility. Because capital letters are harder to misconstrue, to misread, than lowercase letters.
See? You guys have no idea, do you?
Shame you can't provide any evidence of this. Your name isn't always in capitals. What then?
Oh, look, they're helping more customers. I want the record stated, but not me.
Yes, they've asked you to
I'm
leave.
sorry that you have to be in the middle of this. You can go ahead. I have not committed a crime
or law anywhere in this video.
I just want to see the arrest now. He's been rambling long enough.
Property.
I have the United States Constitution, Bill of Rights, and Declaration of Independence in my pocket, if any of you need to see clearly stated as well. It's lawful to be here. They are refusing to explain it again as a law enforcement officer. Crime have I committed? What crime? What crime under law have I committed?
We got other
Trespassing.
And they're doing their thing. Am I impeding them at all? Nope.
You are. You're making it uncomfortable for people. You're being asked very politely. We've been very kind with you.
Uncomfortable.
Explaining. The bottom line is, it's private property. You're disrupting the business. You gotta go. Simple as that.
Incorrect. Under law, I do not.
Let's go. Let's go.
I would like to know why they took my money. That is a crime.
There's a hold on the account.
That is a crime that you guys have to lawfully uphold. Do you understand that? No, you don't. But we will educate. It's okay. That's why I'm here.
The condescension.
I'm gonna ask again.
You can keep
Matthew,
asking all you want.
Will you please leave?
Nope.
Go ahead, put your phone down. Put your hands behind your back.
Am I under arrest?
Yes, you're under arrest.
For what?
Trespassing. That bank's gonna have a lawsuit. Good luck with that. Wonder how he's doing these days. Wild Bill. This was sent. What is this? Okay.
Hello everybody and welcome to Daytona Beach. You know, there's been a sharp rise in sexual sin in the USA.
You're welcome.
Sexual perversion such as we have never seen since the founding of the United States. And Christians are being challenged in ways that we never...
When it was founded by people like Thomas Jefferson, who literally R-worded his slaves, the people that he kept as slaves. But trans people and gay people existing and doing things consensually, that's evil. Makes sense.
Expected. For instance, when a man dressed as a woman demands that you address him as a female, what's a Christian supposed to do?
Well, you know, I think Jesus would probably say kindness is kind of paramount here, you know, and understanding.
Some of these men in dresses become enraged and threatening towards anyone who does not submit to their demands.
No, mostly people just get, like, sad. Like, there have been some viral videos of people getting mad, which I understand. But those get spread around specifically because of people like you. Most people, when they get misgendered, just get sad about it. And they don't say anything. It's the reality of the situation.
So, what is the proper response of a born-again Christian? It's not complicated. Men pretending to be women are an open...
It is so funny. I wanna show him a bunch of pictures of random people and see if he can guess which ones are trans or not, and the joke is gonna be none of them are.
Rebellion against God and his moral law. And it is my personal belief that they should be challenged, especially when...
Alright. Well, they're probably not going to talk to you then. It's pretty simple. It's actually funny. His banner's kind of trans pride flag colors. That's fun. I find it interesting when people like that are like, well, they should... I'm not going to do that. Alright. Cool. That's shitty. But, like, you're just not going to interact with any trans people after one time, which is maybe what you want, and that's fine. But you're not winning. All you're doing is making yourself a person that people think is a dick. MH Sharkbee says, as Yoda begun the cringe wars have. Darman sticks it to his actors, literally the true story. Oh, God. I'm not even going to give him the views. I'm not going to give him the view. Fuck Darman.
How many American Christians will be arrested in the next few years?
I don't know. How many will be arrested for being Christian? 0.
Because they dared to speak truth against the lies and the blasphemies of the left. First Amendment freedom of religion and freedom of...
Your freedom of religion doesn't let you discriminate against other people. Like, that's it. You don't have to like people, you don't have to interact with people, but if you're running a business, yeah, you just need to not be like, I don't like your kind of people specifically, so I'm not gonna serve you.
Speech is being demolished. Sexual perverts are claiming that speech that challenges their wicked agendas is hate speech. And
I mean, it is. Like, if you're gonna be shitty to trans people, that is that. But whatever. It's not illegal. You're just an asshole, again. It's not hard to point out.
And there's a huge movement to criminalize such speech.
No, there isn't. There really isn't. I don't think I've ever seen a trans person say, like, make it illegal to misgender people. I have never seen that. You're just an asshole.
Even worse, the militant left are now characterizing Christian truth as an act of violence. They say that using the wrong pronoun is violence. That, of course, is idiocy. But sadly, our government is now run by idiots. Christian pro-life activist Lauren Hardy is now in jail without bail because a militant left-wing federal judge, Colleen Collar-Cotelli, declared that by seeking to prevent abortions by blocking the entrance to an abortion clinic was an act of violence.
Suck it, bitch.
Seriously, a federal judge has ruled that taking a Christian stand for righteousness is...
Blocking people's entrance to a legal business, you can't do that. I'm assuming it involved... I don't know what the charges are. I haven't heard of this. I would imagine an assault charge was maybe involved if someone was trying to get through to the business and this person was keeping them from doing so.
Is a de facto crime of violence, even though no person was touched or even threatened. Here's a picture of...
You can't prevent people from entering a place like that. Like, you just don't have the right to do it. You can't.
Lauren committing her crime of violence, and for standing where she did and speaking truth, she is now facing a $350,000 fine.
Good. Fuck her.
And 11 years in prison at the hands of this federal judge. Pastor Artur Pulaski has been arrested multiple times and horribly mistreated by Canadian police because he kept his church open during COVID lockdowns.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't get each other sick, you fucking idiot.
Similar cases are popping up all over the USA. So again, I ask, how many American Christians are going to be arrested in the next few years for simply speaking biblical truth?
None if you don't break the law. God damn. America's day of shame. This is about Donald Trump getting arrested.
Tomorrow, President Donald Trump will be arrested and booked at the Fuller County Jail. His crime? He dared to demand an honest vote count in the 20...
No, he didn't. That's not what happened. Your framing is incredibly dishonest. He called and mob style tried to get the people to, oh, just find some extra votes. We just need this many +1 votes. Get fucked.
2020 election. Donald Trump has now become the most wrongfully persecuted man in America. The FBI and the entire Washington, D.C. establishment savagely, sadistically investigated Trump for 3 years and found no crime they could charge him with.
No? Literally, the Department of Justice released a thing that said it's up to Congress to do it because they don't think they can indict a sitting president for some stupid fucking reason.
But now that Donald Trump's re-election is approaching, they have magically found 91...
It's not magical. Many of these crimes took place after he left office when he allegedly stole, the classified documents and took them to Mar-a-Lago.
Felonies to charge him with. Everybody, and I mean everybody, knows that those are 91 despicable lies.
Or Donald Trump is just a criminal piece of shit. Profane Priestess says, high crimes are legal, and if you misgender someone constantly, that can be harassment in the same way speech can be a crime if you reach what the law considers fighting words. P.S. 3 things will last forever. Faith, hope, and love. The greatest of these is love. Corinthians 13:13. If you don't want to act with compassion towards others, find a religion that doesn't command you do.
The Democrats and their godless constituents don't care. The judge will be Tanya Chutkan, as she has all the makings of a left-wing political hack.
Everyone I don't like is a left-wing hack.
Appointed by Obama. She made a name...
Oh my god, a judge appointed by a previous president. Holy shit, I can't believe it.
...for herself by hammering.
Clearly, every single time Trump is on trial, he should get a judge that he specifically put in office. Obviously, that's the only fair way to do it.
The January 6th defendants with outrageous sentences. The American people know that the January 6th incident was orchestrated by Nancy Pelosi.
What? Oh my god.
Who sent Antifa in dressed as Trump supporters to act like animals. Most defendants were simply concerned Americans who went to the Capitol.
Fuck off! You are so full of shit. I can smell it from here. Oh my god.
To exercise their First Amendment.
It was Antifa.
Is why she was selected to judge President Trump. She
fucking
would
amazing.
Do the right thing and recuse herself from this case.
Wait, should the other judge that was selected by Trump recuse themselves? Who's gonna be the judge? So previous president judges can't be the judge, but you want who to be the judge?
If the Democrats had any respect for the rule of law, they would have never brought these charges. At the very least, they should transfer the...
Do you think the Department of Justice is full of Democrats? You know, law enforcement is not historically a left-leaning profession.
The trial to a neutral...
Like, the head of the Department of Justice currently was appointed by Trump.
...jurisdiction. But no way. The Democrat Party has devolved into the new Nazi regime.
What specifically? Make a comparison. Do it. Paladin's Fury says, did you see the article, the pastors who quote Jesus in church are being comforted or confronted for bringing in teachings that are too liberal? Yeah, I saw.
And when I say Nazi, I am not exaggerating at all.
Mm-hmm.
All.
famously, Antifa, which stands for anti-fascist, absolutely loves the most famous group of fascists in history.
The similarities between Adolf Hitler's Nazi Party and today's Democrats is frightening. I will do videos presenting the evidence.
Like burning books. Oh wait, no, that's Republicans. Like discriminating against queer people and wanting them to not exist. Oh wait, that's Nazis. That's the right. Despising intellectuals and demonizing experts. Oh wait, no, that's the right. Making a bunch of conspiracy theories about groups of people secretly controlling the government that need to be taken down from within. Oh wait, no, that's Republicans again. Fuck. Fedekagami says, just ignore all the Trump appointees that have sided against him at this point. Hell, his own Joint Chief of Staff allegedly was so disturbed by January 6th he started gathering and protecting evidence from Trump so that he could be brought to justice. Tea with Goblins says, I am sure I've mentioned this before, but it bears repeating. I watch your streams while getting ready for work. I make a living teaching undergrad sociology, and it makes me so happy that today I'll be teaching a bunch of first years about not being utter dickweeds to trans people, and just for this guy I'll be doing it wearing my striped non-binary tights and pronoun pin. Education, empathy, and fabulous outfits always triumph over ignorance, bigotry, and ugly Hawaiian shirts. Agreed, especially the part about, ugly Hawaiian shirts.
Evidence on that in the near future. The arrest of one of America's best presidents is our national day of shame. If they will do this to President Trump, they will do this to anyone who dares.
To anyone who steals confidential documents and stores them incorrectly and then doesn't return them upon request.
To challenge the corruption of Washington, D.C. The arrest of Donald Trump moves the United States closer to Civil War #2.
Good luck.
Closer than we've ever been before.
I don't even understand when people this old say this shit. Like, this guy looks like he was in Civil War 1, and you think that you're in any shape to be in Civil War 2? Foolish. Hydrate.
It's time to fast and pray for the nation. We are truly entering into dangerous days.
We've entered the danger zone. You might even say it's a highway to the danger zone. Oh, you want to see something horrifying? You want to see something horrifying, chat? Fenekagami says also none of this people know what the Nazis' rise to power looked like. If they did, they'd know that Republicans fit it to a T, but hey, never let facts stop a conservative. Seriously, I don't think they've watched a single documentary about the rise of Nazism. It's kind of fucked up. Oh no! He deleted it! God damn it! Sad face. Interesting. Let me see. Wow, he deleted it. Interesting. He deleted streams from like the last 2 days. Interesting. I wonder why. Guess we don't get to watch that.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County. It's 9/22/23. Today's a Friday. I like to give you a Think About a Friday video, just in case if I'm unable to do anything on the weekend. However, this weekend turns out to be a big washout here in New York. Rain starts at about 5 a.m. tomorrow, and I think it's going to continue until Monday. None of those summer storms, you know, that just come by for an hour and then just, whoop, gone. No, these are the fall storms that are coming in. Anyway, summer's over, fall begins, and a new chapter.
I am not starting the subathon tomorrow, by the way. I know I had said that might have been the plan. I'm putting it off a little bit. Because I'm still kind of just getting over COVID. I'll let you guys know when I have a solid date.
For your children in school. Of their lives begins. How's everything over in your county, state, country?
Yeah, fine.
Everything's good? And everything's just Jim Dandy over here in New York. Yeah. Yeah, they're starting to wear the face masks again, you know.
I mean, yeah, that's a pretty responsible thing to do.
NPCs from last year are still, they've come out again.
Chris, have you considered that people just have different opinions than you and different understandings of the world, and it isn't that they're hollow, fake people? Have you considered not dehumanizing people who think differently than you? It's especially funny considering you're coming from a place of complete ignorance here, but even if you're gonna hold these ignorant opinions, the audacity of you to go out and try and insult people who are making a decision based on better information, it hurts my brain. It hurts my brain that you exist and you're this confident and this wrong. How have we survived as a species? Our level of confidence is just not tied to our level of expertise or competence in any way, and it is so unfortunate.
And not as bad.
I shouldn't even say that. It is, you know what? It is correlated. It's negatively correlated. His ignorance is what makes him so confident. It's such a shame. Anti-Pretzel says he yells about everyone but him being an NPC, much like everyone who believes the same thing, and you would think he'd look in the actual mirror to reflect on himself over the past few years. I think he is incapable of self-reflection. In the years we have covered Chris, I think he is incapable of an ounce of self-reflection or self-awareness, and I think that's the heart of a lot of his problems.
Bad, though. Not as bad. The ratio now, I believe, is on the road, on the street, if you walk through town, 25-30% are wearing the diaper. And the other people are confused. They don't know what to do. It's like a computer program. See, I'm going to get into that later. See, they're confused. All right? They're not part of the system.
Nice,
Wait a minute, are we wearing them again? Because they were all wearing them at one time, weren't they? We were the only ones that weren't. Oh, shit, so many things to talk about. But let's just get into this. Let's talk about Earth. I love Earth. Earth is...
Do you?
So easy to tell somebody who's not a flat earther the points of the ridiculous nonsense that they believe by living on a spinning wet ball. Okay, like for example, where is the bleeding part of space begin?
It's a gradient. There's no like definitive line. You could arbitrarily draw one. But the atmosphere is a gradient. There's no like hard line between Earth's atmosphere and the vacuum of space. It just gets less and less dense the higher you get, the further away from the Earth you get. It's a gradient.
Okay. See, what worries me is, now follow me on this. Think about it. Remember, it's a Think About It Friday, so you got to think about these things. Since the atmosphere is bleeding out into space,
a very little bit. We lose a little bit of atmosphere every year, but it's very little. It's like not enough to be of concern to us practically within any of our lifetimes or our children's or humanity will be dead before that would be any sort of issue.
And space
and it's a genuine natural phenomena. It's not something we're doing.
Vacuum, which is sucking everything off, and
it's not sucking. Vacuums don't suck, Chris. The vacuum of space is not sucking things off of the surface of the Earth.
It can be anything.
That's not how it works. First name Bunch of Numbers says the atmosphere gets less and less dense as opposed to CC, who is constantly getting denser.
At all.
It's a good one.
All here, but all right, we'll just forget about that for a sec. I want you to think about this though. If we do live on a ball and we're not covered with a dome, and the atmosphere is actually leaving this spinning wet ball, this imaginary spinning wet ball, why isn't the atmosphere, which is mostly moisture, freezing?
What? What do you mean the atmosphere is mostly moisture? You think most of the atmosphere is water? There's water in the atmosphere. Most of the Earth is water, but like the atmosphere is gases. The atmosphere is mostly, is it hydrogen? Like, we need, like, nitrogen and oxygen to survive at a specific level, but it doesn't make up most of the atmosphere. Yeah, I'm right. Most of the atmosphere is nitrogen. The fuck is he talking about?
It should be, shouldn't it be?
No, because the Earth isn't... Even if it was, no, the Earth isn't freezing all the time? What? I'm so confused. Fenekigami says, plus the sun is sending matter to us all the time. Literally all the matter on Earth at one point was, in the sun. Nuclear reactors are fun.
I would say so. It's going into the coldness, the endless amount of space, the freezing cold of space. So, in a sense, the Earth should be covered in this frozen little ball.
No, it shouldn't. And it's not. Great response to the idea of a dome.
Explain this to me.
Sure, man, of course. What can I do for you? 2
rainbows here, which are coming from the reflection.
Prisms. Love them. Just can't get enough of the little fuckers.
Well, coming from that corner.
Your baby's hustling towards that swimming pool like he's got a scuba certification to get. Maybe when we're done with the prisms, you can get a baby gate, or at least get the kid a fucking snorkel.
When we see a rainbow in the sky, shaped like this, where is that coming?
No, you got this, man. Where does it come from?
Where's it coming from? Water in the atmosphere.
The only explanation, some form of
water vapor,
rounded glass
no, you stupid bitch.
Structure above us.
My confidence seems to have been woefully misplaced. So your door is a prism. It splits the white light into all of its different constituent colors and projects it onto your beautiful tiled floor. Rainbows are created by scattering light through water droplet, which are, as you may have guessed, round. Rainbows don't actually exist in the sky. They only exist in relation to where your eyeball is perceiving it from. All those round droplets create a round prism effect, which is why rainbows can be so big that they arc over a city, or so small that you can create one yourself with a garden hose. It has nothing to do with living under a giant...
Explain this to me.
I need to get into short form TikTok shit.
But you don't see that with NASA, though. No, you see this nice blue marble through NASA. That's right.
Correct. MH Dark Beast says, all CC knows about space and vacuums. Yeah. Suck. I'm surrounded by assholes.
There's nothing on the atmosphere like frost or anything like that. Okay, these are things to think about. Oh, it's so much fun. Come on, let's have some more fun with the globe. Please? Okay.
He thinks the bottom layer... Oh. Like, he thinks that the entire atmosphere is the troposphere. Like, he doesn't understand that there's different segments that are... Okay. I guess that makes sense that he wouldn't know that and not know that it changes as things go up.
You know, it's just so ridiculous how anybody can believe that we live on a spinning wet ball, that we're in this endless space, that there's nothing out there. But that's...
In fairness, we don't know it's endless. It's just virtually endless as far as we're concerned. Maybe there's we don't know.
The science...
So he's expanding. What does it even mean? What does it mean to be matter?
That they understand. You see, that's the science that they have been brought up with. Okay? Our science is simple.
Our science. Chris, science isn't on your side. You don't have science.
You know, covered with a dome, stationary, no space at all whatsoever. Everything's inside.
You finding that simpler, which really it isn't, it asks a lot of questions, but for whatever reason you find that situation comfortable and you don't think that needs any explanation. No, Chris. Even if it was a simpler explanation, which I reject outright anyway, even if it was, whether or not something is true isn't based on whether or not it is simple, right? Sometimes, often even, big things are very complicated. Things are very complicated and unintuitive. Does this guy think we live under the firmament? Probably. I think he's a firmament guy.
stars, sun, not floating around in space at all these astronomical amount of speed, nothing, nobody feels any movement at all. It's simple.
Chris, motion is relative. The Earth is moving, but you are on it and moving at the same exact velocity. So you're not gonna notice or feel it because there's nothing to feel, because relative to the Earth, you're not moving.
For us, because we understand it. Okay, the people that believe in a spinning wet ball, they don't understand what's going on. They have no idea. They don't understand how fast Venus is spinning right now. You know, they don't know.
They could look it up.
If they live in an everlasting expanding universe, or is it contracting? Is it?
I'm pretty sure they are pretty firm that, like, as far as we currently know, I don't know shit about this, so this is like stuff I just picked up off the internet, so this could be totally wrong. My understanding is, though, they used to think there was a possibility that eventually there could be a contraction, but I think they basically said that it seems like, from their newer measurements, there's not really a likelihood of that, and it's just going to continue to expand into infinity, basically, until the heat death of the universe.
It expanding? I don't know. The scientists can't seem to figure that out. This is the bullshit that these scientism has given people to live off of, to munch down on like a coffee cake. It's pretty sad, isn't it? It really is. Have you ever seen a star? No. No, you've seen light?
Yes. I have seen a star. The sun?
It's up in
and all the other ones?
Sky.
I've also seen telescopes. Like, I've looked through telescopes.
That are flickering.
Right, that's light from the stars. Seeing anything is seeing the light from the thing, or light bouncing off a thing, right? Like, I can see this water bottle, like, not really, like, I can't literally see it in the sense that my eyes, what they're detecting is light from the light sources in here. The energy bounces off the surface, and it bounces off in specific ways at different wavelengths and different ways, which is where you get color information. It hits the sensors in my eyes, the cons and rones, the rods and cones, and then my brain interprets that to mean something. That's what you see, is the information you're getting from light bouncing off things. Like, what do you think seeing is, Chris? That's how eyes work. Anti-Pretzel says his brain would detonate if you took him to the middle of the desert at night and showed him what the sky looks like without any light pollution. That's true. I wonder how he'd react. I want to do that someday. I've never been to a place that's dark enough, like, to really see, like, in those areas that are, like, you know, like the desert and stuff, or camping really out in the middle of nowhere, or national parks. Like, even where I grew up, even though it was rural, it was also near one of the biggest silicon chip producing factories in the country, if not the world. It's a small town, but it's a town where basically everyone who worked there worked at this semiconductor plant. Or at least the vast majority of people who did worked at the semiconductor plant. So even though it was rural, the factory had lights on 24 hours a day. Huge fucking lights. You could see it because the area's dark, except for you could look over and you'd see, yes, Hemlock Semiconductor. You'd look over and you'd see just like this, just like thing of light going up into the sky, and it's the Hemlock Semiconductor factory with all its lights on that you can just see in the distance, you know? So, anyway.
Has anybody who believes in a ball ever bothered to go out and get a camera? Over-the-counter camera, you don't have to order anything fancy.
You grew up around there too? That's interesting. I wonder if we ever met and didn't know it.
And
because I used to work at the McDonald's in Hemlock for years.
Zoom in on these things and actually look at what the flickering little round thing looks like. Yeah, it doesn't look anything like anything NASA has put out.
Right, because you're viewing it through the atmosphere, Chris. You would need to see it either through a really good telescope, somewhere, ideally, with not a lot of light pollution, or from space, with something like the Hubble or James Webb telescopes.
No, it looks like there's water in the background.
You're seeing the atmosphere. That's the fluidity of the atmosphere. The atmosphere is a fluid.
That's what the flickering is all about. Okay? Has anybody bothered to look any of the verses in the Bible?
Yes, Chris. People have read the Bible.
About waters above?
Oh my god, he thinks the sky's an ocean. Of course, it's blue. What else would it be?
No, they haven't. They have come up with ways to try to debunk us, which is total nonsense.
You have been debunked, Chris. You were debunked before this channel even started. People had been to the moon before YouTube existed. Altered Undying says, in the Bible, doesn't it also have windows?
Of garbage. Showing pictures.
I don't think it does have windows. It opens up during the Noah's flood story, and the springs underground break up.
Of nonsense that they grew up with, showing us a picture of the sun with all of this neat shit going on, you know, sun rays and all these explosions, when meanwhile, when we zoom in on it, it's a flat disc that's yellow with little black specks going on.
Yeah, Chris, you don't have sensitive enough equipment that's specialized and costs millions of dollars to look at celestial bodies. It's expensive. That's why there's agencies that are government funded to do it. It's an expensive, intensive study that requires expensive equipment.
Around it. Yeah. Have they ever bothered to investigate the construction of the ISS?
They built it, so...
When it was actually put together?
Yes, Chris.
Any proof of that? How about...
Yes, it's in orbit. There are people on it right now. There's a live stream on YouTube 24 hours a day virtually from it.
China's ISS. Where's the proof of...
China's ISS isn't an ISS. It is a space station, but the ISS is a specific space station. The International Space Station, the Chinese space station, has a different name that I am forgetting right now.
That. It's not anywhere. When they
Pretty cool if you've seen it, though. It's interesting seeing a newer space station, because it's bigger than the ISS, looks a little more comfortable.
Actually built it.
I'm gonna butcher this. Can someone give me that phonetically? Because I'm not gonna... Is it Tiangong? Tiangong? If I'm mispronouncing that, I apologize. Tea with Goblins says, slight tangent, but there are stories from Aboriginal Australia's dreaming that correlate with modern astronomy. My favorite bit of information is that for many Aboriginal people, the Milky Way appeared in the sky as a dark emu. Humans have been curious about the sky and our place in the world for millennia. And then there's Chris. Humans are interesting. We're so interesting.
I want to see that thing being put together. Hey, we paid for it. Okay? See, it's like getting into politics. It's like Biden giving $1 billion to the Ukraine war and not being accountable of exactly where the money's going. No.
It's going to Ukraine, sir.
No. No, he's not accountable for it. We'll never find out.
He literally is. He's the president.
If your money's going somewhere, you should know where it's going.
Chris, the Ukraine stuff is also part of, like, the budget, which is voted on by Congress. Why are you singularly blaming a president? It's almost like you don't know anything about anything.
And what's going on with it, but nobody knows anything. It's just money being taken out of your pocket, being dispersed.
To be clear, Chris doesn't think the war in Ukraine is real.
The entire country.
He isn't being explicit about it now. You might just think he's a right-wing asshole who just doesn't, you know, care about Russia invading another country. No, no, he doesn't think it's real. He thinks it's fake. Moira Soma says, what I feel is so strange about the flurfs saying that heaven is made out of water because it's blue is water isn't blue. When I have pointed out this fact to several flurfs, they say, haven't you ever seen the sea, stupid? Of course it's blue. Dumb AF.
Country. Funding stuff that you would never think your money would be funding. That's sad, guys. Allowing illegals to come in here and...
Here he is, every fucking thing! Chris, why can't you just be funny, flat earth grandpa? Why do you also have to be xenophobic piece of shit grandpa? See, if you were nice, I'd introduce you to Gina. But you're not. She deserves better.
Sit down with your children in a classroom. Well, your child had to get vaccinated with everything under...
Yes, which is good. Get vaccinated.
The sun, and this child doesn't have to do anything at all. And not even speak American. That's great.
Speak American. He's such an ignorant fucking buffoon. I cannot overstate how much I have derision for this self-important, full of shit, Dunning-Kruger ass motherfucker. He is just the most arrogant, ignorant piece of shit you could possibly imagine. He just thinks his shit smells great. Like, this guy thinks he's the hottest shit. And nothing annoys me more than people like this, who are so arrogant, and it is so unearned. Arrogance in general is bad. No one earns arrogance. You can earn confidence. Arrogance is always a bad thing. And that's a good way to describe Chris. I'd put it this way. He doesn't care about the truth, he cares about being right. You know what I mean? It's not important what the truth is. What's important is he is able to view himself as in the right, no matter what. Everyone else is stupid to Chris. Chris is so smart. Seems pathological. Captain Squid with 100 bits and a link.
Excellent work, my fellow Americans. It sounds like those kids are about to fall right into my trap. In America. Oi, boss, you know we're not actually in America, right? I don't understand a word you just said. Try speaking American. It's the only language I understand.
That's the only good anime I've ever seen.
Great, isn't it? It's wonderful. That's wonderful. Okay? This is where your money's going. It's great. Wonderful. There's a new shot in town. Yeah, that's right. And I think you trolls should go and get it.
I'm going to when I can.
Can't get it from your doctor, though. No. Can't do it. Can't do it. You gotta go to CVS.
Yeah, people usually get flu shots at, like, a drugstore or something. That's usually people get at their pharmacy. My entire life, flu shots, and then, of course, COVID shots, when those became available. Always gotten them at pharmacy. Yep.
Now remember, there's a CVS on every corner of the road. Yep.
Or Walgreens.
Everywhere there's a CVS. Go in, ask for the latest shot. You're gonna need.
You're probably gonna have to make an appointment.
Need it. It's going to save lives. Okay?
Yeah, maybe your own. Get vaccinated. Seriously. He's being facetious because he's an idiot. But, you know, he's right. Even if he's wrong about the intentions behind what he's saying, get vaccinated. It'll help you. It'll help the people around you. It's the right thing to do. It's also, as someone who just recovered from COVID, not fun. You don't want to go through it without being vaccinated. I was. You know? And it still wasn't the funnest thing, but it would have been so much worse if I wasn't vaccinated. So please, please get vaccinated. Innocuous Blonde says, by the way, Hannah, Dunning-Kruger-ass bitch is my favorite insult, and I have only heard from you. Give me many lols. Have I said that before?
You remember what they told you, Dr. Fauci. If you're not vaccinated, you are risking all of these people's lives.
Chris, you are, especially with your job where you transport vulnerable people to hospitals. Yes. You're gonna get someone killed if you haven't already. You're a bad person.
Do you understand what that means? You must get vaccinated. Yes. So go out to CVS, get that new shot. All right? And don't forget your face mask. You must wear that too. That's going to protect you and save lives. I thank you for subbing. I thank you for viewing my videos, and let me be a part of your life.
God, he's such a piece of shit. He's so angry all the time. Profane Priestess says, even selfishly, it's good for all of us to treat illegal immigrants as full members of our society. I'll provide a list. 1. Educating them allows them to be better members of society. Where education is concerned, a rising tide does lift all ships. 2. A given population is only as healthy as its sickest members. Look at anti-vaxxers and COVID. 3. Cultural pluralism. While it does cause short-term damage, does correlate positively with things like increased empathy and better art. Selfish people aren't very smart. I think they'd be less selfish. I think they see things as zero-sum games and don't understand that you can help other people, and in helping other people, that can help you too. That's usually the case. It's one of the reasons humans are a social species and why we've been so successful. It's our ability to work together and help each other for mutual benefit. Marcus Drake, thanks for 29 months. How you doing? Eric Dubé. Well, we just did a flat earther. Do I want to do that again? Let's see.
Was it these 2 cars?
Yeah. I don't know if he's getting transported, but he's kind of, I mean, she's a little
Never trust someone with a goatee.
fired up, but he was out walking around, I guess, ripped his door open and was kind of just saying if you didn't have the kids in the car kind of thing. But he was saying that he's in the straight lane, the right-hand lane.
Yeah.
Just go to jail for reckless driving.
To impact, what happened with the whole slamming on the brakes?
Don't know any of the context there. I really, really hope they do deal with the strikes soon. Because I want to watch trailers and stuff with you guys. Wait, why fuck me? What did I do? What did I do?
You've done well so far, but up until now, I've only been using a mere 5% of my power. Now let's see how well you fare against my Biden blast!
I did watch the 16th anniversary trailer. I'm excited.
That freak! I can't even pick myself up and we haven't even put a dent in him.
What on me would you change?
Hey, get that back! Stop in the name of the... Neon Security, you're under arrest.
You violated the law. Why is Chili in his fake cop uniform there? Or MH Sharkbeast rather says, I hope so. Also, Hannah, did you see the trailer for Chucky Season 3 that got released? Chucky in the White House. I have not. I've also not seen the first 2 seasons of the show. I plan on it. I have them. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Slang of the 1920s.
Next we have vamp. This meant a woman who was very good at seducing men and casting them under her spell to do what she wants. Not one of the most socially progressive slang words of the 1920s, but it was nonetheless very common in entertainment and media. This word was taken from the type of stock character often used in film in the 1910s and 1920s, who were also referred to as vamps. They lured the main male character and seduced him in order to gain control of him. The most famous vamp actress was Theda Bara, who was a movie sensation in the 1910s, most famously in Cleopatra in 1917. Next is chic. A chic was a man who was very charming, handsome, and masculine. Really, it just refers to the ideal image of a man at that time. As a bonus, the female equivalent was Sheba, though I personally have not encountered this very often in 1920s media, and it seems that chic was far more common. But I thought I would just throw that one in too. This usage of chic can be traced back to a specific film. The Sheik starring Rudolph Valentino.
I didn't realize that chic was, I never in my head realized that, like, ooh, très chic. Like, I never realized in my head, like, oh, that has a relation to the chic, like the trope of a chic in, like, this era of film, where there were a lot of these, like, Arabian Nights style films that took a lot. There's an academic film term for this. I don't know if I'm comfortable saying it because it kind of relates to something that's used as a slur or not good thing to call someone. But anyway, there was a period of time where Hollywood and America in general is pretty like, oh, is it different? For some reason I thought that they were related here based on what he said. That's good then. Fucked up. Anyway, America was like obsessed for a while with this kind of aesthetic. Don't know exactly why. There's probably actual reasons.
As the title character, was released in 1921 to massive popularity. Women swooned over Valentino, who was considered by many to be physically irresistible.
Lots of brown face in those days.
Chic originally meant, more specifically, a handsome man.
Correct, Tea with Goblins.
And on a lustful prowl, as Valentino did in the film, and Sheba was the woman he lusted after. But chic soon began to take on the much more general meaning of an attractive man. The film and the subsequent use of chic as a slang word were both heavily influenced by the popular fascination with exotic things in the 1920s as well. Next is the exclamation, "and how." Essentially, this just means that you agree with whatever someone else just said. Think of it as a more casual way to say indeed. And how...
Sorry, this is funny. My, Baha, my wife, sent me a screenshot from Polte. You know, Polte's that, millionaire Nepo baby that's, you know, palled around with the PP people. He posted a little bit ago, disclaimer, I do not advise, encourage, and trust, advocate for, or otherwise support anyone buying any security or stock based on me in any way or form, whether it be AMC, BBBY, GME, APPL, SPY, you know, lists of different stock. Essentially, do your own research and do not assume anything. He's trying to cover his ass. I wonder if that's why PP deleted the thing. Like, did Polte come on the show and he's like, hey, can you delete that? I'm worried about being legally liable. You know? That'd be funny.
Was always used as a response, usually an enthusiastic one. Here's an example using the previous word we just learned. One woman says, "My, he is simply a chic," and the other woman would reply, "And how?" This is a shortened version of the longer response, "And how he is a chic." The next phrase is more commonly associated with the 1930s, I think, though it was certainly used in the 1920s as well. Putting on the Ritz meant to dress very fancy or fashionably. The Ritz refers to the prestigious and swanky Ritz hotels located in Paris and London, which was where the most illustrious members of high society gathered.
Shines on your hair bright and fair, from midnight till dawn.
Finally, we've come to a word that might not sound so dated. The phrase wet blanket referred to someone who was a killjoy, a buzzkill, someone who would ruin a lively party. I know I've heard this used in movies made after the 1950s, so this one lasted quite a long time. In case you don't understand what the phrase implies, It was common to use a wet blanket to put out a fire. And fire and hot in 1920s slang meant something fun or energetic. So the wet blanket would dampen or put out the good times that everyone else was having. Here's another very dated sounding word, whoopee. This was most commonly used as making whoopee. This could mean having a really good time or having a really good time, if you know what I mean. Of course, that's one of the most euphemized subjects in most languages, and this was probably the most common way to say it in the 1920s, if you wanted to keep it on the lowdown. This phrase was probably most famously used in the song Makin' Whoopee, which was recorded by many musicians and singers in the 1920s, including Eddie Cantor, Eddie Walters, Paul Whiteman with Bing Crosby, George Olson, and Rudy Valley.
That's something that's interesting to me from old music that's different in the industry from I don't even know when on, but especially if you look at old music from like the first half of the 20th century, it was so common for there to be just like popular songs that a ton of different artists would all sing. Like, there would be popular songs and different art, and I know that covers happen now, but usually you think of it as like, this is a song by this artist, you know, and it's associated with that artist, even if they didn't write it. If they're the performer, you associate it with them. You know what I mean? Whereas in the past, it seems like the music industry was more like, there are songs that exist, here's different people singing them. What happened to the Crypto Island stuff? Oh, they deleted, like, everything, basically. They gave up and are trying to cover all the evidence that they did anything. It's my least favorite fucking meme. The reason that, like, the whole Tumblr meme of, like, oh, the curtains were blue is so indicative of people's inability to read a text. And by text, I don't just mean a book, but I mean, like, media literacy in general. Like, your teacher isn't necessarily telling you that whoever wrote the book intended this because the intent of the author is irrelevant. Literary criticism and literary analysis and just reading for fun should involve analysis, thinking about the meaning of things. What are the themes of a story? In what ways are these themes reflected by things within the narrative? Descriptions of characters? Dialogue? Like, god fucking damn it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Race Bastards, Quentin Tarantino wrote a funny sequence where a German officer mixes up the story of King Kong with the story of the American slave trade. Every question he asks has the same answer for both.
Auf der Schiffsreise lag ich deinen Ketten.
Ja.
Als ich in Amerika ankam, wurde ich deinen Ketten zur Schau gestellt.
Ja.
Bin ich die Geschichte des Negers in Amerika?
Nein.
Also dann muss ich King Kong sein.
Ah!
The German officer and intern Tarantino clearly think King Kong is an allegory for the slave trade, yet the creators of King Kong have repeatedly denied this interpretation of the movie, saying there are no hidden meanings. It's just a story to them. This disconnect between creator and audience brings to light one of the most important questions in film discussion. Is an interpretation still valid if it's not what the artist intended? The answer has broad implications for analyzing art. If meaning is objective, then discussion becomes much more narrow. Critics must take the artist's word as law and only look for meanings that the artist consciously intended. On the other hand, if meaning is subjective, a critic can find any message they want in a film. And that means anybody can throw around any theory they want. English teachers can overanalyze curtains, no matter what what the artist says. So where is the line? Let's have a look at how artists talk about and make their movies to figure out the best mindset towards analyzing and overanalyzing film. Some directors do clearly state their intentions for a movie. In a rare interview from the Coen brothers, they mention that The Big Lebowski is based on noir detective novels from the 30s and 40s, but with a humorous twist. It has the main character in over his head, a complicated and morally ambiguous narrative, and an unreliable supporting cast. But instead of
one of the best movies ever. Carney, thanks for 23 months. I should say one of my favorite movies ever.
Smoking cigarettes like most noir heroes,
I just love the dude. I really do.
He smokes marijuana, one of the several humorous twists on the conventional detective stereotypes. For deeper movie ideas, many directors create a movie with an idea in mind. But not only will directors hide the meaning of their movies, they may even film the movie deceptively.
Oh, this is actually interesting. Let me do the factoid before he does. So they filmed this scene different ways, several different ways, and he told Willem Dafoe in different takes, or she, I'm sorry, was the film directed by a woman? Either the novel was written by a woman, the screenplay was, or it was directed. Something about American Psycho, I know there was a female voice involved. Anyway, whoever was directing told Willem Dafoe, okay, in this take, director was a woman. Thank you. What's her name? Brett Easton Ellis wrote it. Okay. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, the director told Willem Dafoe, in this take, you think he's guilty. In this take, you suspect him, but you're not sure. In this take, you think he's innocent, and you have, like, no thought that he's a suspect at all. And then, in the editing of the scene, they use takes from all the different versions. That way, the audience isn't sure Willem Dafoe's character, if he's in on it or not, or if he knows or suspects Bateman. Mary Hannon. Thank you. Mary Hannon is apparently her name. Both the director and screenwriter were women. Nice.
American Psycho, director Mary Harron had William Dafoe portray his character in 3 different...
Did you say William Dafoe?
Deceptively. In American Psycho, director Mary Harron had William Dafoe
I'm sorry, am I wrong? His name's Willem, right? Not William? Am I like, it's Willem, right? He said William. I'm right? Okay, good. I was about to lose it. I was gonna be like, did I really do this for like 20 years?
Portray his character in 3 different ways. The first way, the character thinks Patrick Bateman killed Paul Allen.
I just wanted to know if you know.
The second, he thinks he didn't do it.
People just disappear.
And the third, he's unsure.
To think that one of his friends killed him for no reason whatsoever would be too ridiculous. Isn't that right, Patrick?
Harron edited these portrayals together to have the character constantly switch his opinion of Bateman between takes. The choice creates a movie full of uncertainty, and it adds to the frenzied, toxic male dominance within the movie. Ang Lee used the exact same technique in Brokeback Mountain.
I played it as though I knew what was going on with Jake's character Jack, and that he had been cheating on me with men, and I knew about the gay bashing, and I also played it as though I had no idea that this is how my husband died. And those takes got merged.
Sorry, I misread. Mary Harron, not Hannon. Mary Harron was the name of the director.
The final film, so I don't actually know. Ang knows the truth in his head, and it's not important to me because I think the ambiguity is what is the strength of that scene and what's heartbreaking about it.
When filmmakers create a movie with multiple meanings, they tend to keep their intent a secret.
Anyone else have a theory about what it could be? You see, it's good. I'm not going to say what it is. You could. Can I? No, you may not.
I never talk about themes. It's a very big shame when something is finished and then people want you to translate it back into words.
Well, that's interesting.
It never will work. It never will go back into words and be what the film is. It's like describing a piece of music. You don't hear the music. You just see the words. It's better to let people conjure up their own ideas, having seen and experienced the film.
I mean, they want you to say, I think, you know, this is a story of the duality of man and the duplicity of governments, or something like that. And, you know, I hear people try to do it sometimes in interviews. It usually is bullshit, or if the work is good, it's sort of, well, it's usually irrelevant.
Kubrick might be the best director to look at when discussing overanalyzing because his movies are some of the most analyzed in American cinema. The documentary Room 237 focuses entirely on fan theory.
I'd recommend that documentary, by the way. It's really interesting. If you like the stuff I do looking at people with really obsessive, weird beliefs, or conspiracy systems. It's a good movie. Similar things. It's about a bunch of people who have different, like, fan theories about The Shining, some of which are a little more like, oh, that's interesting, that's an interesting interpretation, all the way to like, wow, this person is out of their mind. They're stretching so hard to try and, like, justify their particular weird, like, belief that they think this theme is in the movie, you know? So it's fun. I'd recommend it.
About The Shining. Some of the ideas suggested in the documentary are pretty ridiculous, like when they claim Kubrick airbrushed his own face into the clouds as the family drives to the hotel. After hearing about his intense shooting schedules and extremely detailed production design, fans have seemed to build a mythos around Kubrick, believing he put specific meaning into every little thing.
I mean, despite all of the sort of apocryphal stories about me, almost all of which are untrue, you don't have unlimited resources, and they do watch the budget, and you do have to account for what you're doing.
The stories about Kubrick largely ignore how he himself described his shooting process. He says he actually doesn't always put a particular meaning in his directing choices.
I'm pretty good at generalized statements, but when I'm asked, what is this, I still can't tell somebody what Paths of Glory is about. I find it's much more of an intuitive process, more like what I would imagine writing music is like, rather than a sort of structuring an argument.
This intuitive approach doesn't make Kubrick's films any less meaningful. It just means while he's making...
Am I gonna see Dumb Money? I'll catch it on streaming, probably. I'm not gonna go out and see it.
The movie, his intent isn't always immediately obvious to him. He instead makes choices that feel right, instead of constantly dealing with hidden meanings.
I never deal with subtext when I'm writing.
Isn't Danny's sweater with the rocket ship on it interpreted by some people as Stanley Kubrick confirming he faked the moon landing? Yep. And they also, because the Overlook Hotel, the setting of The Shining, in Kubrick's version of The Shining, I guess I don't know if in the book it's like this. But in the Kubrick version, the hotel is very, like, Americana Old West themed, which some people also pick up on. Like, there's a lot of imagery that's, like, co-opted images of, like, native peoples and, you know, kind of kitschy touristy versions of things, you know, like, oh, look at this feather headdress, you know what I mean, but, like, with all of the actual cultural significance removed, you know what I mean? Kind of uses certain aesthetics that are hearkening and referencing America's manifest destiny past of, like, moving indigenous peoples and killing indigenous peoples. So some people look into that a lot. There's the American flag on the desk of the owner of the hotel or the manager early in the scene. There's a lot of different things people talk about. Have I ever watched the Collative Learning Analysis? I have not.
Ever.
Yeah, Tarantino's a weird fucking guy. I don't think I like him. Hydrate. Like, I can't say I don't like Tarantino movies. I like a lot of them. But I almost feel like I like them in a way that he's not intending a lot of the time. Like, what the fuck is Quentin Tarantino's deal? Like, what is his deal? He's creepy, right? Yeah. He's like a creep.
I keep it
also just lots of use of the N-word for some reason.
About the text. I keep it about the scenario.
Like in something like Django, I understand contextually why that would come up because that's the story. It's involving, you know, racists in the South. I understand. But like it's in all his fucking movies and he says it in at least Pulp Fiction he says it. And it's like, Quentin, well, you chose to do this. What are you doing? Sume says, okay, so anyone who has seen the movie Funny People, the Adam Sandler, Seth Rogen comedy movie, I interpreted that as a modern take on The Great Gatsby, just a shitty, watered-down comedy about the loneliness of wealth instead of being a dark and depressing book about the loneliness. You know what? You're actually probably right, because they even have the estranged former partner who's now married with a different family. Yeah. I can see that. That's actually not a bad take. Altered Undying says his best appearance was Muppet Wizard of Oz. True.
Because I know there's a lot there, but I don't want to know it right now.
So where does that leave room for analysis? In both cases where directors hide the meaning and where they don't work with a specific meaning in mind, the viewer can't know the objective truth. But that doesn't mean analysis is hopeless.
The very basic things, especially from where Mr. Orange is coming from. I'm dying and I want to go to the hospital. But just in writing those words, just all this stuff just started pouring out. And that was when I realized it was a father-son story going on. And
in this interview, Tarantino reveals a crucial truth about filmmaking. He shows us how he subconsciously put a deeper meaning in his movie. It doesn't matter if directors work with one meaning in mind or work purely on intuition. Everybody brings their prior experiences with them in the creative choices they make. And that doesn't stop at the director. Every person involved in the process of filmmaking places their worldview into the work. And a good analysis reveals these hidden meanings.
To me, it's very obvious. I mean, of course, King Kong is a metaphor for the slave trade. I'm not saying the
First Name Punch Number says it's easy to read meaning into every little detail in his movies because there's so many weird details. Like just The Shining has impossible hotel layouts and Jack Nicholson spiking the camera all the time. Hard not to go, ooh, he meant something when you notice that stuff.
makers of King Kong meant it to be that way, but that's the movie that they made.
I'm sorry, you think that the Stephen King's The Shining is better? I'm gonna assume that's bait.
Whether they meant to make it or not.
This analysis works because it fits with the time period the movie was made. It's not only convincing, but the analysis also makes the movie more impactful. Some interpretations seem to miss that analysis should add something meaningful to the movie. In this particular interpretation, King Kong shows how white people of the 1930s may have feared the free black population in America. Not only is that interpretation well supported, but it also invites the viewer to think about the movie in a fresh and interesting way. Even if it is true that Kubrick
I'm uncomfortable with that interpretation for a pretty obvious reason.
Face into the clouds. How does that add to the
I'm
movie?
not even saying that's impossible, because someone from the 1930s might have a really yikesy metaphor that they make like that, but like I would fucking hope not, because geez.
And strangely enough, maybe some stories are better enjoyed without analysis. Kubrick once said if you submit to a completely logical and detailed analysis of a supernatural movie, it will eventually appear absurd. The true measure of a great supernatural thriller, he says, isn't in its hidden meaning, but in if the audience had a good fright, believed the film they were watching, and retained some sense of it. With Brokeback Mountain, the true analysis of Jack's death isn't what matters. The fact that Ang Lee leaves the audience uncertain of Jack's fate makes his ending that much more heartbreaking. There's no sense of closure for us or for Ennis. So maybe the next time you watch the ending of 2001: A Space Odyssey, don't obsess over the details. Kubrick actually did reveal what he was going for in that ending.
I tried to avoid doing this ever since the picture came out, because when you just say the ideas, they sound foolish, whereas if they're dramatized when filmed.
I'll link his interpretation in the description, but before you click on that, watch the ending one more time and think about the emotion it evokes. Because even with a particular meaning in mind, Kubrick built that ending based not around his own meaning, but around how he wanted it to make you feel. So when your teacher overanalyzes blue curtains in a story, the problem isn't that it's not what the artist meant. The problem may be that the teacher got so caught up in analysis that they missed what made the book so great in the first place.
What a weird video essay. Like, what? Oh, God. I didn't care for that. If I'm being honest. I'm sorry, what?
Danny Fenton was just 14 when his parents built a very strange machine designed to view a world unseen. When it didn't quite work, his folks, they just quit. Then Danny took a look inside of it. There was a great big flash, everything just changed. His molecules got all rearranged. When he first woke up, he realized he had snow white hair and glowing green eyes. He could walk through walls, disappear, and fly. He was much more unique than the other guy, and it was then that he knew what he had to do. He had to stop all the ghosts that were coming through. He's here to fight for me and you.
All right.
Don't mess with Texas.
What? That is the weirdest state ad I've ever seen. Come to Texas, but also we're threatening you. New video. What is this? Oh god, this is 14 minutes. No. I feel like it's a Newgrounds video.
I know a guy who once actually wore a pajama top to work, and I think he thought it was a shirt. That was you, Bill, wasn't it?
It's kind of fun to be in an airport and overhear someone talking about your product and thinking, I'm doing that.
Both Cristiano and I had babies born during the duration of this project.
You look wonderful, by the way.
Is this the nicest?
This is the launch of Windows 95 with Bill Gates and Jay Leno from 95.
You've ever seen?
I was 1 year old.
Even though I'm a marketing guy, you can believe me, because when you hear this sense of excitement from within the individual, you know that that individual is really committed.
Help! You know, we take everyone's comments very personally and to heart, whether they're good or bad. Do we care? This is part of our identity, our lifeblood. You rip this?
Just an incredible amount of energy that just waiting to be spent.
Well, I work with somebody who broke his neck.
This guy, he broke his neck doing backflips. Then one and a half weeks after breaking his neck, he was at his computer fixing bugs.
What gets me most jazzed about this
That's terrible. Don't brag about that.
whole deal is that it's done.
What kept me being sane? Being insane.
Bill will eat anything. This is like a goat. I mean, cans and paper products.
I eat donuts.
Popcorn, pizza, and anything that doesn't crawl real fast.
Junk food in mass quantities.
Cheetos.
Celery.
Coffee.
I think if you want to find out who stayed the longest in the building without ever leaving, you'd have to move over to the developer side.
Well, I would certainly say personal hygiene has suffered over the last couple of years.
That's not true. We're all...
I'm a very clean person.
Yeah, people in this group are quite attractive on average.
No, I guess at the moment I'm not dating much.
My closest ally is the team.
I have to say my husband.
Pandas.
Best day is August 25th because it's the day after we ship so I can get married.
Where do I want to go on August 25th?
I want to go beat myself on a mountain wall.
Hawaii.
Las Colinas, Texas.
Maybe the pyramids.
Disney World.
Starbucks.
Is this the nicest package you've ever seen?
How much do you think this advanced operating environment is worth? Wait just 1 minute before you answer. Watch as Windows integrates Lotus 123 with Miami Vice. Now we can take this Ferrari and paste it right into Windows Right. Now, how much do you think Microsoft Windows is worth? Don't answer. Wait until you see Windows Right and Windows Paint, and then listen to what else you get at no extra charge. The MS-DOS Executive, an appointment calendar, a card file, a notepad, a clock, a control panel,
Wow, a clock.
a principal or RAM driver, and can you believe it? Reversi, that's right, all these features in Reversi, all for just, how much did you guess? 500? 1,000? Even more? No, it's just $99. That's right, it's $99. It's an incredible value, but it's true. It's Windows from Microsoft. Order today, P.O. Box 286, DOS, except in Nebraska.
Windows 95 has allowed me to do things that I would never even dream of doing before.
I've had 18 windows open at one time.
Me.
Did I see? Wow, 18 windows. Do you ever watch Delete Law's video where he argues with kids? Is this the recent one where they're getting arrested?
Here to protect you, dude. Don't you know that?
I actually didn't see that one. I'll save it.
That was magic.
It was very, very quick.
I like that. That's good.
And we can switch back and forth between those programs to watch what the car's doing live on the track.
They might want broccoli, they might want T-bones, they might want French fries.
There is very little that you have to know to make it work.
It was very user-friendly, it was very accessible.
I have no idea how this works.
I take the CD, put it in, and then the bird comes. It's really easy.
It's really great to be in an operating system where you can do both. You know, you can have fun and also get work done.
It eliminates 3 times the work. It helps me keep up with the big guys.
We couldn't do this before.
It has just become a totally different ball game.
The nice thing about it, though, you can put 20 phone numbers in it, and within 45 minutes, call any one of them back just like that.
Oh my god. Why did anyone ever think Jay Leno was funny?
Pretty amazing stuff.
This is back when PCs were called IBM compatible. I don't even get it.
But let me tell you about something really incredible.
Ladies and I'm familiar with IBM, the company. I just mean it was just necessary to be IBM compatible? I don't understand.
Gentlemen, Jay Leno.
Hey-o! Thank you! Thank you, thank you! Thank you! Welcome, Microsofties. Nice to have you all here. As you know, I'm host of The Tonight Show on NBC, which stands for Now Bill Compatible. Actually, I'm here to tell you about this Windows 95 thing. Let me give you an idea. Give you an idea how powerful Windows 95 is. It is able to keep track of all of OJ's alibis at once. Pretty amazing
God damn, this is a 90s video. Holy fucking shit.
stuff. Yeah. The sleeping limo driver, the golf game, it's all in there. It's all in there. You know, Bill has done so much to market.
That's very dated, this video. Holy shit.
95. You know, when I first met with Bill, and I kind of questioned his initial idea. That's why I was brought into the project. I said, Bill, you know, you're smart, you're a genius, but is Amway really the way to go? You know, it didn't feel right to me, and of course, I was brought into the project. Now, the reason I was chosen for this job, I'm not really computer literate. I should explain that right now. This is sort of a My Fair Lady thing. He's Rex Harrison. I'm going to be the Audrey Hepburn. When I first got a sophisticated piece of electronic equipment, you know, I never forget, it took me like 2 hours just to read the directions. It took me another 2 hours to get the thing, you know, totally hooked up. And of course, that was just the clapper, all right? So that'll give you some idea, basically where I'm coming from. See, when I play with my computer, I've finally learned how to do this. Now there's a problem with fake mail on the internet. Are you aware of this, folks? Do you know about this thing that's been going around?
Have you seen about this thing? People make up this fake emails on the internet. Fuck.
This is where, you know...
How did you people deal with this fucking asshole?
Pranksters and just these people can send pretend messages from Bill Clinton or even Bill Gates, which I think is kind of scary. I mean, think about this. Can you imagine the consequences of sending a fake message from the most powerful man in the free world, or even one from Clinton? Really, this is a frightening scenario.
Baycop says this asshole is a perfect example of white men failing up.
Now, one thing I noticed about Bill, even though he's like a computer genius and all that kind of stuff, I was at his house last night. Very modest little wood frame house right outside of town. You've probably seen a beautiful little double wide. Nice thing he's got there. No, but you know, you think, oh, he's so much different, so much genius. Not necessarily so. I went into his little den where the TV is, his VCR still flashing 12. Okay, so this made me feel very good. I felt very, very good about the whole thing. Let me welcome you here to the main tent in Redmond. This will be a circus permanently after this is broken down. Also, to all of you joining us via satellite at locations around the world, this is a momentous occasion, ladies and gentlemen. You know, Windows has been ready to launch for months now. The launch event was going to happen originally in March, then you heard about that whole silly little mix-up with the Justice Department, those wacky folks. They were refusing to give their okay, so Bill asked me to kind of step in, go to Washington, trying to smooth things over. Again, that's why I was brought into the project. When I met with the folks in Washington, initially, you see, here's the delay. Initially, I forgot to tell them about Windows 95's ability to delete files. Once the Whitewater people, the senators, once they heard you could delete files, man, they had to have it. They had to have it, and they put it right through. So,
I'm sorry, could you not delete files previously? What?
Yes. I'm sorry it took so long to straighten that out. But now let's welcome the chairman of Microsoft. Listen to this. This is a man so successful, his chauffeur is Ross Perot, ladies and gentlemen.
Jesus, this is just a who's who of dated references. A fucking Ross Perot joke? Ooh.
Please welcome Bill Gates and the Bill Gates Dancers. Hey, Bill.
Thank you. Thank you, Jake. I appreciate your making excuses for us. But the truth is, we decided to take the extra 9 months in order to test Windows 95 thoroughly and make sure it met the highest quality standards. We wanted people to be able to appreciate how Windows 95 makes computing faster, easier, and more fun.
All right, now see, this is the part that worries me. Faster, easier, more. See, I'm kind of a computer virgin here, Bill, and as we go through this, I hope you'll be gentle. I hope you'll be kind. All right?
Well, Windows 95 is so easy, even a talk show host can figure it out.
Oh, boy.
Why don't you show us how to demo it?
Oh, well, no. I'll do that. You know, for the past couple of months, I've had Windows 95 running on a computer in my office. Been trying out, seeing what it can do, you know. And I have big news, folks. I haven't broken it, and I figure if I can use it, anybody can pretty much use this thing.
That's great, but I want you to show us how to use it. Since you're such an expert, show us some of your favorite features.
Favorite features? What are you saying, Bill? I don't know how to do this. You're saying maybe I can't handle this little computer thing? Maybe I don't have the guts to kind of make it work?
I think we paid you enough. You should do the demo.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, that joke made me laugh a little.
No, hang on. Whoa. You know, sometimes these big CEOs, they get a little out of touch with the product. So let's go to square one. Let's go back to the basics, and I'll explain it for you.
All right.
And again, for some of the laymen out there. This here is the mouse. This is the mouse. You move that around. This here is the mouse tail. This will send all the main mouse information to the main mouse hutch in here, where...
No one's ever made that joke before, Jay. Pretty sure even in 95, that joke was old. Like, oh, it's a computer mouse. Get it? It's got a tail like a mouse.
Most of the mouse equipment is kept with the other mice. It's all in the... This is your main mouse area, essentially, right here.
I'm getting a little worried that you really don't know much about Windows 95.
No. I'll show you. See, what I really like is everything you need to do, I can do right from the start button here. You see that? Look at that, Bill, huh? Boom, right there. You got start. Everything's here under the program menu. See, if I want to add new programs, just pop up to there. Boom, there you go. Programs right there. See,
when was the mouse invented? Was it the Apple II? Pretty sure Apple invented the mouse. It was a single click. It was like there's not, you know, Apple doesn't have the left-right click. They have just a click, one single click. I don't know if it existed before that, but I know that was the thing.
Very, very simple.
When people upgrade from Windows
3.70s, Xerox invented the mouse? Okay.
3.1, all of their program groups and other customizations are automatically converted over to that program menu.
Oh, yeah, that automatic...
Apple stole the mouse? Okay.
That customization conversion thing, that's what sold me, folks. That's it. That's right there. Now, in the unlikely event that I forget to do something, see, Windows 95, see, you got your help button right here, and believe me, I need that. There's your help button right there. Oh, there you go. Well, I press the button, but that's your help button. I get rid of that, and boom, so you go back
Very
there.
good, very good.
Go back right up to, do it again, Bill. There you go. There you go. Help right there. You see? See? And here's one of my favorites. When I click on Documents, there you go. I can go over here. The Windows 95 launch script is in there. And if I ever chose to look at it, I could probably find out what we're supposed to do. But it's right. It's
that got that big of a laugh? Holy shit. Send me back in time to the 90s. Crowds are easy. God damn. Marcus Drake says he's got all the personality of Tim Allen if he never got busted for cocaine. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't go back to the 90s, though. I don't think my 9/11 jokes would land. I'm sorry. That was terrible.
It looks like you've been making great use of the long file names there.
You know, Bill, I have been making good use of the long file names. In fact, let me tell you, folks, I want to show you something. I want to show you a little video clip I made right after I first got Windows 95 up and running. I was so excited. You have no idea the elation. You know, I had to run out of my office. Well, here, let me click it on for you. You take a look.
Wow, look at that full motion video.
And here's the amazing thing, Bill. Before Windows 95, I could not sing a note, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty amazing.
All right, let's get on with this demo.
Oh, yeah, the demo. Well, the thing I also like is that you can do a bunch of things at once. Like, you got your taskbar. Let's go right down there. Little taskbar there. You can click on there, you see, and I can change my mind. If I go over here, this one too, I can change my mind faster than Bill Clinton. Look at that, huh?
Wow, look at that. Wow. Well, to be clear, I'm being kind of an asshole. I understand why this is impressive for the time. I very much understand. It's just so funny to see in hindsight.
Healthcare, no healthcare. Republican today, Democrat tomorrow. Sure, there you go. Just flip it back and forward. Back and forward. Easy as pie-ola. That's a technical term.
Well, we designed Windows 95 after listening to all the feedback from all of our Windows users. There were a lot of complaints and frustration out there. One of them was that people are confused about where to find commands. So not only do we have that start menu, we also can use the right mouse button to let you get to all of the commands that affect the current selection.
You know, folks,
I was thinking that too.
People have been paying for this right button here for years and years. Finally, you know, I find it can make an excellent castanet. When I would have Spanish friends over, clicking constantly on will provide a certain amount of rhythm.
I hope you enjoy them.
I see it finally being used.
I think I've got a good example of how to use it. I've come up with some joke ideas
These
here.
are jokes you wrote, Bill.
Absolutely.
Hey, fabulous.
And it's right here on the desktop.
All right,
so
here. Yeah.
If I do this right click, I can say send, and I can put it on a floppy disk that you can take back and use in your show.
That would be, you know, that one he had a, what's that one?
I remember like having stacks, like a whole thing that's just floppy disks in a container.
You talk about the two modems going in a bar.
Yeah.
That was a fabulous, just, you know, really a terrific comic, really. It's a natural mimic. So that's great. You just send those off to my floppy disk, and I'll check it out.
Look, if you don't want them,
Bill,
all I have to do is use this undo, and it'll delete them off of that floppy disk.
Maybe that would be best.
A key benefit of Windows 95 is that even with your existing applications, the system is easier to use and has less limitations. Let's do a little before and after test.
Why do I think I'm going to get screwed and be the before guy?
Did I have to do the swap the floppy disks over and over thing, or am I too young? Too young.
We've got two identical systems.
All right.
486, 33, 8 megabytes.
No, this is not the debut of floppy disks.
We've got J on the left.
They were just talking about the ability to easily send a file to one with a right-click command.
Be the outer screen.
Because it would have been a bigger hassle prior.
Screens, and he's got Windows 3.1.
3.1.
I'm over here, I'm on the center screen, and I've got Windows 95. Now, both are running identical applications, but we're going to see how well these things last. It's almost like a little battery commercial here. And so first, let's see how many resources are free. Jay, you can use that help menu and get the number of resources.
Get on your program manager. Alrighty, it looks like I'm 11% free, 11% fat free, ladies and gentlemen, that's me.
All right, over here on Windows 95, I'm using...
Is that even a fucking joke?
The resource monitor.
I get it. At the time, fat-free products were a fad, and then people got a bunch of diarrhea because of all the Olestra, but like, holy fucking shit, really?
And I've got 82% free. And so let's go for a fifth program. You've got 4 running there today. Let's go ahead and click OK, and then start up another copy of Excel.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, I got screwed. What a surprise. Yeah, it helps a little bit when you own the company, doesn't it? Yeah.
Well, I'm over here. I'm starting up another copy of Excel. That's going great. I can go over here and start another copy of PowerPoint. And all of this, and we can see we can just call up that resource meter, and we're 78% free. So reducing these limitations is going to make a lot of Windows users happy.
Oh, yeah, very impressed. There you go. You see that? Even a novice like myself sees that. I'm only 11% free. Now, let me ask you a question. Now see, here's my thing. Because this is what people, we have this in our office, this is what people are asking me. Aren't they going to be scared to upgrade from this one to this one? I mean, you know, the old ways are best. People kind of like the machine they've been using, blah, 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 blah. I mean,
and that's a very good point. And with Windows 95, we paid special attention to making the entire upgrading process simple and painless.
Simple and painless. Kind of sounds like laser hemorrhoid surgery, doesn't it, folks? Simple and painless.
Oh, my fucking God. He's so bad.
Are you aware of that, Bill? What they do with the laser... well...
All right. So...
They can pin...
I can see
go
that.
Ahead. Go ahead.
Anybody here could do an upgrade with ease.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this sounds a bit unorthodox. I say Bill sounds mighty cocky for a guy worth only...
The difference between Jay Leno and Conan O'Brien is that Conan O'Brien is a comedian.
$13 billion. What do you say, everybody? Shall we call his bluff, see how easy the upgrading thing is? I say yes! Yes! We'll take a couple of volunteers. Let's see, volunteers. Anybody wants to volunteer to do an upgrade? Look at all these frightened people. Anybody here want an upgrade? Just pick some people at random. Sir, the man with the, right there, that guy with the glasses? Sir, you want to come up? Sure, come on up, come on up. Come around this way. Come around this way, sir. No, come around this way. Let's see. Let's find an other gendered person here. That's what we say in the computer industry. They're other gendered people. Anybody along here? This woman here? Come on up. Come on up. Sure. Come on up. Where did that guy go? Oh, come around here.
He's coming.
Okay, I think it's Weird Al Yankovic, ladies and gentlemen. Come on up. Hi. Hi, what's your name?
Julie.
Julie, where do you work?
Marysville.
Oh, Marysville. Okay, and sir, your name is? Pete. Pete, how are you, Pete? Lovely outfit. Are you single? It's a beautiful looking thing. Thank you. All right, now you understand what we're going to do here? Yes. Okay, I know to explain. There will be some partial nudity involved. Are you comfortable with that?
Oh, God.
Okay, all right. All right, so we're going to go back and do some upgrading.
You know what time it is. It's the 90s, and there's a woman on stage, so it's time to sexually harass and say creepy things for laughs.
And see how easy it is, all right? Bill, why don't you fill... You know, folks, the other night at Bill's house, after a couple of drinks, this guy is a wild man, really. Just unbelievable. He did an Elvis thing with that lampshade on your head. It is really, if you could just ask him to do it, I think it'll knock you out. Come on, let's go back. We'll do the upgrade thing. Bill, you talk to the folks and do the Elvis thing, and go right through here. Go right through the curtain there, and we'll do this. Now, you guys don't work for Microsoft, right?
Right.
No shills, no shills.
Well, talking about the upgrade, over half of our orders for the Windows 95 upgrade are for the CD-ROM version. It's really great to see how popular multimedia has become. The CD version has extra value. It's got better
Hello,
multimedia
Robo Crusher.
help.
How's
It's
it
got
going?
the Windows Resource Kit right there. And it's got a cool new game called Hover that we'll see a little bit of later on.
Oh, Bill, yeah, that Hoover game, that vacuum game is fabulous, that Hoover thing. Listen, we're here with upgrade expert Mike Ahern. Mike, how are you?
Good, Jay.
Why don't you explain what's happening here?
Okay, great. We thought we'd do a couple of different things back here today. We've got a 486 machine on this side running
We'll be taking video requests after this one. What's your request?
Windows 3.1. We're going to do an upgrade.
I always take requests, but it just depends.
Windows 95 from the CD. Why don't you push that in and press enter? Over on this side,
I'm
we have
close to the end of the stream, though.
Pentium machine already running Windows 95. We're going to do a plug-and-play upgrade. We're going to put all this hardware inside. We've got a modem, a network card, a CD-ROM drive, a controller for it, and a sound card, and a LaserJet printer. So we're going to do all that today.
King Charles do rap. Let's take a look.
My name.
It's from Horrible. Gray Freya, thanks for 15 months as Horrible Histories walked so Hamilton could run.
But Mike, you can't be mixing matter with antimatter. The whole computer will blow. You can't.
Get it? Because James doing.
Just upgrade like that?
Well, looks like the upgrade's underway.
Bill, we're off and running. Why don't you get one of those moving speeches, that one that had people in tears the other night? He is a natural orator. Here he is. Good. You do that, and we'll continue upgrading.
Well, Microsoft is celebrating its 20th year anniversary this year. And the original vision of a computer on every desk and in every home is slowly but surely coming true. We made a big bet that graphical interface would be central to this back in 1983. We basically bet our company on Microsoft Windows. And for 7 years, it was a lonely, lonely crusade. It wasn't until 1990 that the hardware became powerful enough that a really strong cycle of more volume and more apps.
I don't think I need Bill Gates' propagandistic version of Microsoft. I think we're familiar with the shit and like buying up other companies.
For example, think of a task that's been almost impossible, like adding new hardware. With a wizard, that becomes straightforward.
Hardware.
Another complex area has been networking. We've now integrated
Problems you have. So, again, keep doing what you're doing, and if you get stuck, you need any questions, just come
All
to
right,
me.
you stay over there.
The encyclopedia, and I'd look up stuff there. I like the World Wide Web too. I get to there by the Microsoft Network, and I like to explore around in the sports section, or you can download different games from up there. It's pretty neat.
We're back over this way.
I think there's a part where they dance at the end or something.
For that, I think you'll be seeing it. I think you'll...
I'm gonna have to remove them. I'm probably gonna have to remove the audio from this for YouTube because song. But I'll try and leave the visual in because the dancing is so white.
You'll be seeing this ad a number of times over the next few months. I haven't gotten tired of it yet, and I want to thank the Stones for having the foresight to write such a great song. For the next, thank them.
Where's the dancing, you cowards?
World of Windows 95.
Was it a different launch where they did the cringy dancing? Maybe that's Windows 99.
5.
That's a shame. Bill Gates dance. This is at the actual launch event. I have the job I have because of these people. Interesting.
call him Samurai. He speaks fluent Japanese.
Are you Fujiyama?
What does katana mean?
It means Japanese sword.
What does katana mean? It means Japanese sword. That's lovely. That's just absolutely lovely. Can Barbie be out on Blu-ray now, please?
You and he were buddies, weren't you?
Once.
Listen, when I first joined this hospital, I was strictly solo. You were the first real buddy I ever had. But if you and he wish to be best buddies again, I won't stand in your way.
I've got a best buddy, Sanj. But some shit sticks, no matter how hard you scrape. Hang back.
You got it.
What the fuck is this? Dark Place? I've never heard of it. I don't know what the fuck this trailer is, but I'm curious. But it's also put out by Kodak? What? Can't watch trailers because of the strike. Yeah, I think it's the guy from What We Do in the Shadows. Ryan Gosling as a child dancing? Look at those parachute pants, holy shit. Ben Shapiro versus Matt Walsh. What does that even mean in this context?
Ugh, dare I double dose us?
He treated turning them into basically...
You didn't even know your wife's pussy was supposed to get wet, dude.
Alright, one more short thing and then we'll call it a night.
Imagine, if you will, sitting down to your morning coffee, turning on your home computer to read the day's newspaper.
Whoa! What?
Well, it's not as far-fetched as it may seem. In fact, both local San Francisco papers are investing a lot of money to try and get a service just like that started. Science editor Steve Newman reports on one person already using the brand new system.
17 stories up in his fashionable North Beach apartment, Richard Halloran is calling a local number that will connect him with a computer in Columbus, Ohio. Meanwhile, across town, in this less than fashionable cubbyhole at the San Francisco Examiner, these editors are programming today's copy of the paper into that same Ohio computer. When the telephone connection between these two terminals is made, the newest form of electronic journalism lights up Mr.
Oh my god, they have a modem you actually have to put the phone on to dial in.
Halloran's television with just about everything the Examiner prints in its regular edition. That is, with the exception of pictures, ads, and the comics. 8 newspapers around the country are currently in the computer network, and within the next few weeks, 3 others will join in.
This is an experiment. We're trying to figure out what it's going to mean to us as editors and reporters and what it means.
A lot of you getting fired is what it means. First name Bunge number says, since you reminded me Shapiro exists, here's a video that always makes me laugh. Watch that after this one.
To the home user, and we're not in it to make money. We're probably not going to lose a lot, but we aren't going to make much either.
Both the Examiner and Chronicle began service within the last 2 weeks and printed full-page ads about it. Of the estimated 2,000 to 3,000 home computer owners in the Bay Area, the Chronicle reports over 500 have responded by sending back coupons. Even though the electronic newspaper isn't as spiffy looking as the ads imply, people using the system are excited about its potential.
With this
Odd Tall Man with 100 bits says, I basically get the exact same YouTube recommended videos that you get, Hannah. Do we all get the exact same one, or are our searches just similar? Probably similar.
system, we have the option not only of seeing the newspaper on the screen, but also optionally we can copy it. So anything we're interested in, we could go back in again and copy it onto paper and save it, which I think is the future of the type of interrogation an individual will give to the newspapers.
This is only the first step in newspapers by computer. Engineers now predict the day will come when we get all our newspapers and magazines by home computer. But that's
such an interesting way to describe it. Because you don't describe, reading the news online as reading an online newspaper. It's just I'm looking at news online. Like, it's interesting. And, like, magazines, that's just, like, websites. Websites, I guess?
That's a few years off. So for the moment, at least, this fellow isn't worried about being out of a job. Steve Newman, News Center 4.
Well, it takes over 2 hours to receive the entire text of the newspaper over the phone, and with an hourly use charge of $5, the new telepaper won't
you can share a short.
be much competition for the 20-cent street edition.
That's hilarious.
So I went to the beach that makes you old.
You went to the what?
The beach that makes you old.
The beach that makes you old?
Yeah, man, the beach that makes you old.
Excuse me?
I gotta tell you about this beach. It made me old.
You have to know that's not possible.
Look at me, man. I'm old as hell. And it's because I went to the beach that makes you old.
There are a million reasons why you might look the way you look. I'm not going to entertain the idea that a beach could make you old.
Wait, actually, I think it's the rocks on the beach, not the beach itself. Something to do with the cliffs.
What are you talking about?
Had to swim through
Nemesaur, thanks for gifting 10 tier 1 subs, and I think kicking off a hype train.
coral to get out.
Stop.
But I'm still old.
Enough. Let's say, hypothetically, that a beach could actually make you old.
The rocks.
The rocks. Let's say the rocks could make you old. How much of you is getting old? Does your metabolism speed up? Do you need to pee more frequently?
Man, listen.
Do your fingernails grow faster?
Man.
All questions I had in the film Old, so fair.
Your hair?
I don't know, man.
Like, they'd have to just be eating constantly. Whatever.
I just got old.
I'm finding it hard
22% to level 3 on the hype train.
to believe. It doesn't hold together logically.
I don't know what to tell you. I wasn't old, and now I'm old. I think it was because I went to the beach that makes you old.
This is all pretty ridiculous.
You want to see for yourself?
Sure. Why not?
You can go to the beach if you want. But you'll get old.
I doubt it.
Look at how fucking old I am.
I'm not going to get old.
You will get old.
I won't.
You will.
The beach will not make me old.
Okay, man. But don't say I didn't warn you about getting old. Jamie, pull up the directions to the beach that makes you old.
I'm not going to get old on the beach.
Good luck, man. Hey.
Hey. I got old.
That ending.
Hi. Sorry. Would it be okay if we switch seats so I could sit with my family?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh.
Je n'ai pas beaucoup de temps. Où va cet avion? Où va cet avion? No.
We couldn't read the subtitles. It said, I don't have much time. Where is this plane going? Where is this plane going? 22% to level 3 on the hype train with 3 minutes left. I have to pee real quick. I guess the stream is going as long as the hype train does, so if you'd like to keep me on longer, I guess hype train. I'll be right back. Oh, that's better. Sorry, I had to use the bathroom so bad. 22% to level 3. Let's see.
They want to ban straws. Has anybody ever tried those paper straws? They're not working too good, right? Has anybody ever tried, seriously, the new straw, it's made out of paper, right? It disintegrates as you drink it. If you have a nice tie like this tie, this would have no chance. By the time you get finished, the straw is totally disintegrated. Does anybody walk around with a plastic straw? Because it's not bad. You know, you whip it out, boom, boom. You never had to do that. So they want to ban straws. I said, oh, really? What about the cart? What about the plate? What about the knives and the spoons that are plastic? Oh, they're okay. But the straws we got to ban.
He's doing a bit. What the fuck?
A Boise.
Sume says, just a reminder, everyone, if your parents suck. 15 seconds left. I'm available. Okay, that's fine. You don't say anything creepy. I'm available to be your dad. I'll be proud of your accomplishments, make awful jokes, and fart with the windows locked in the car. That doesn't sound pleasant.
The Idaho woman is considered a medical miracle. Laura Esterman was struck by lightning nearly a month ago, and she was considered officially dead. Thankfully, CPR from her mom revived her heart, but she laid in a coma for 2 weeks, and then she defied all odds and woke up.
I should buy
Well, obviously, there was a problem with that tape. She doesn't really sound like that. She doesn't remember the accident, but the evidence is clear. I am so sorry. Laura's learning to walk again after the lightning burned her legs.
That's
and
unfortunate.
We'll have more on that story and hopefully get that tape fixed for you.
He held that together real well. All things considered, I would have cracked up. I would have been so... No context, American politics. Oh god, that's horrifying. I love this. I love this. This is... alternate timeline where Trump became a boomer comedian and never cursed America as president. That'd be nice. This clip of a debate from I think the 1950s or 60s makes me realize that debate bro, like Twitch culture, isn't really a new thing. We just see it a lot more. Hydrate.
Now listen, you queer, stop calling me a crypto-Nazi. Let's stop calling names you in your goddamn face, and you'll stay plastered.
In place in Waldwick, New
Don't call me a crypto-Nazi. I'll sock you in the face.
Jersey, as the Staff Sergeant Joseph D. Augustine, Post Office Building. Staff Sergeant D. Augustine was killed on March 27th, 2012 in Hemland.
I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids.
The result is an absence of checks and balances in Russia and the decision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of Iraq. I mean, of Ukraine. Iraq, anyway.
Normally, self-awareness is endearing. Not usually when it's about war crimes. Don't joke about your war crimes. Oh yeah, it's Rudy Giuliani, and I think Ken Jeong like walks off.
This former Associate Attorney General, former Mayor of New York City.
Is that Robert Duvall?
No, that's not Robert Duvall.
Rudy Giuliani! No!
My fear is that the whole island will become so overly populated that it will tip over and capsize.
We don't anticipate that.
Anita Dick is an opponent. Waves in opposition.
Anita Dick. Got him.
Holden Hiscock is also an opponent. Waves in opposition. Is an opponent.
Anticipate that. They
Anita Dick is an opponent. Waves in opposition. Holden Hiscock is also an opponent. Waves in opposition.
Phil McCracken.
Phil McCracken! That's a good one! Phil McCracken. I'm looking for someone.
Phil McCracken. Souk Mahidik.
Souk
Mahidik. Ophelia McHawk. Ophelia McHawk.
Ophelia McHawk.
Eileen Dover. Eileen Dover.
That's a good one.
Don Kiddick.
Donkey Dick.
Kiddick.
Okay, that one took me a sec.
Wayne Kerr. Wayne Kerr.
Oh, here's where he threw up. Bush Sr. throwing up on the Japanese Prime Minister.
Our enemies are innovative and resourceful, and so are we. They never stop thinking about new ways to harm our country and our people, and neither do we.
My fellow Americans, I'm pleased to tell you today that I've signed legislation that will outlaw Russia forever. We begin bombing in 5 minutes.
I mean, look, I read today about a 10-year-old girl with Down syndrome who was taken from her mother and put in a cage. I read about did you say want?
Kill your friends guilt-free.
And pussy too. Don't
I love that clip.
Guilt-free.
Gotta have them ribs. And pussy too. Don't Malcolm talk about no pussy?
I think you called me a liar on national TV.
What?
I think you called me a liar on national TV.
Let's not do it right now. You want to have that discussion? We'll have that
Anytime.
discussion. You called me. You told me.
Woo!
All right,
I remember that.
Okay.
The clip shows Toledo Mayor Cardi Finkbeiner allegedly calling a kid fatso. According to the person who posted the clip, Mayor Finkbeiner was walking in Highland Park and saw some kids fighting, so he went to break it up.
Vote now.
You're gonna pack the
Make
court?
sure you, in fact, let people know
He doesn't want
you're a
to answer the
senator.
question.
I'm not going to answer the question
Why
because
wouldn't you answer that
because
question?
the question
you want to put a
is
lot of
the
new
question
Supreme
is
Court justice,
the
radical
question,
left.
Will you
Who
shut
is
up,
on,
man?
Listen, who is on your list, Joe?
Ron DeSantis loves sticking his fingers where they don't belong. And we're not just talking about pudding.
First, I'd like to say this.
Oh my god, did you just holy fuck, you just ripped I'm pretty sure that's a marijuana vape. Like, that didn't look like tobacco. I think that man just took a rip of a THC vape in...
This is called a vaporizer.
God damn, he dodged these shoes so quick, I was shocked.
About 10 years ago, as a young police officer, I attended a law enforcement Halloween party dressed as ruthless drug kingpin Big Meech Flannery. I did it to disparage a criminal whose actions hurt our community and country.
Someone asked for a link. Here's a link. Don't do blackface. Don't do any nope.
That was a different time.
That was a different time. That was his noble form of blackface. God damn it. How hard is it? Like, it's, first of all, obviously it's fucking stupid. He should have known better in the first place. But how hard is it to be like, I fucked up, I was an idiot. Either way, you're still gonna get so much shit, but you can't just be like, I fucked up, that's not cool. Don't try and act like it's not a big deal. Totally own it. Oh, this is funny, because it turned out to be sad.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
Woof. Oh my god, why is Mystery still around?
The dialogue was a little bit difficult. I remember there was one line that I just begged him to take out of the screenplay, and he finally did. And it's when, the line? Yes, boy, I'll never forget it as long as I live. I sometimes dream about this line. But we can't turn back.
Here is their greatest
defense. I doubt if the actual
security there is much greater than on Apple.
Flyer saw us, and what there
is most likely directed towards a
large-scale assault. And I thought, who talks like this, George? The dialogue was a little bit difficult. I remember there was one line that I just begged him to take out of the screenplay, and he finally did. And it's when, the line? Yes, boy, I'll never forget it as long as I live. I sometimes dream about this line. But we can't turn back.
Here is their greatest
defense. I doubt if the actual
security there is much greater than on Apple.
Flyer saw us, and what there
is most likely directed towards a
large-scale assault. And I thought, who talks like this, George?
George really needed people to tell him no. Alright, let's do maybe one Onion video and then we'll call it a night. There's a recent clip of him, he still remembers it. That's funny. I wonder if he hates that. If he's like, I just want it out of my head, but I can't.
In Washington today, the U.S. Supreme Court handed down a landmark decision. Despite the growing number of death row inmates who've been exonerated due to DNA evidence, the court reaffirmed the legality of the death penalty on the grounds that it is, quote, totally badass. For more on the case, we go live now to Onion News Network Washington correspondent Jane Carmichael. Hi, Jane.
Good to see you, Michael.
How did the Supreme Court come to their decision on this ruling?
Well, Michael, it began this morning when the lawyers for the petitioner presented to the court a videotaped lethal injection that showed an inmate writhing in pain before dying. As the tape played, Justice Kennedy said, quote, whoa. Justice Alito remarked, quote, holy shit. And Justice Ginsburg said, quote, that's wicked.
And what was the defense counsel's response to that?
Well, following the video, Chief Justice John Roberts said, while evidence presented to the court indicates a degree of fallibility in the procedural methods of capital punishment, it is the opinion of this court that the practice remains hella fucking balls to the wall awesome. At that point, the decision seemed fairly certain.
Was there any dissent to the opinion by the Chief Justice?
Actually, very little.
Have I seen the opening of New Hope as edited by George Lucas? It's on YouTube and it's terrible. Oh yeah, Marsha Lucas made that fucking first film. If it wasn't for Marsha Lucas, who was his wife at the time, I'm sorry, I'm sure she goes by a different name now. But like, she fixed that fucking movie and she doesn't get the credit she deserves.
Clarence Thomas supported the argument immediately, citing the precedent set by the movie 300, in which the offending parties were, quote, kicked into a huge fucking pit. Justice Samuel Alito then stated, yeah, or like Judge Dredd. Justice Antonin Scalia then stated quite loudly, quote, I am the law.
That's the catchphrase from the film, Judge Dredd.
Yes, it is. Then there followed approximately 1 minute of all of the justices individually claiming that they were the law.
Now, the justices, I'm told, came down with a decision fairly quickly. Is that that correct?
They certainly did. The court also took the rather unusual step today of submitting not just a written decision, but also drawings by all of the justices illustrating, quote, more badass punishments.
The final ruling was 8-1 in favor of the respondent. Tell us about the lone dissenting vote then.
Sure. That one came from Justice Anthony Kennedy. He stated that the death penalty is, in fact, too lenient a punishment, and that sentencing inmates to life without parole seemed, quote, way more brutal because it's like they're on some sort of prison colony in the future where they just have to fight for the rest of their lives.
Some Supreme Court experts are saying that today's ruling is similar to the 2005 ruling in Torchinsky versus Peterson, that it is legal to carry a concealed weapon as long as the weapon is totally slick, like a huge-ass machine gun that you carry under a trench coat, like in The Matrix. Is that right?
Right, that's correct. Legal experts are already talking about how this clearly marks a trend towards the Roberts Court being less strictly constitutional and more strictly awesome.
Jane Carmichael reporting from...
This is a bit from 15 years ago.
The Supreme Court for us again. Thank you, Jane.
Thank you, Michael.
Roomba has introduced a fully sentient vacuuming cyborg.
A new study shows that teenage boys are having sex even earlier than parents previously thought. In a survey, nearly 100% of boys ages 12 to 15 report that they have sex all the time and are definitely not virgins. Teens say they've gone all the way on numerous occasions, including vaginal sex, oral sex, and regular sex orgies. Joining me to discuss these findings is the study's author, Nicole Barron. Nicole, thanks for being here.
Hello.
Why is this study such a surprise?
We're done after this one, by the way, chat.
Well, previous studies suggested that most boys lose their virginity at 16 or 17. But when we gathered 13-year-olds in a room and asked them if they'd had sex, they not only said yes, but they also were clear that sex was no big deal for them, that they weren't nervous before having it, and that when they do have sex, they do it for hours at a time.
You discovered that these young teenagers have sex with nearly every attractive woman they know, including their babysitters, teachers, and even Hollywood celebrities. When you look at these statistics, it's quite shocking.
That's right.
Do sex regularly. 28% were balls deep 10 minutes ago.
10% of boys in junior high school say they received a blowjob from Katy Perry while they were on vacation in Los Angeles.
Now, if you're a parent worried about STDs, teen pregnancy, what should you tell your son?
Tell your son about safe sex. Remind him that they do make extra-large condoms, since nearly all boys told us that the regular ones are too small.
That's right, very good advice. Now, the study yielded a host of surprises. 100% of boys surveyed say they have pubes and even need to use shampoo to clean the pubes because that's how many pubes they have.
They're also all using deodorant. They have to.
And what about teenage girls? Did your study find out anything new about their sexual habits?
We didn't talk to any teenage girls. The boys we surveyed told us not to because they'd probably just lie and deny it.
Very important stuff for parents and teachers to know. Thanks for coming on, Nicole.
Glad to be here.
When we come back, meet the scientists who successfully taught a gorilla rudimentary sign twirling.
Okay, let's raid. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Fun as always. I'll be back tomorrow for something. We don't know what. Maybe Sopsits. Don't know. Maybe Chud Watch. Either way, have a great night. Love you too, Mr. Blast. And I'll see you guys soon. I'm gonna go eat pizza. Because pizza's good. Adios.